Field presentation.
Live from Durham, North Carolina, this is the ACC Baseball Championship.
Gets the second for one, relay in the dirt, scooped out, double play.
This one hit in the air, deep to left. There is no doubt about this one. This is gone.
2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss, strike three.
The Duke Blue Devils run out of the field, and they have won the 2024 ACC Baseball Championship.
Now, let's go live to Durham Bulls Athletic Park for play-by-play coverage of the ACC Baseball Championship from Learfield.
And welcome you to Durham, North Carolina for the second game of our semifinal matchups. Georgia Tech and Clemson have already moved on to the semifinals. Now Duke and Florida State looking to punch their ticket, be that third team that makes the semifinals. After this, it'll be North Carolina and Boston College to round things out here today. Luke Hallett and Rob Joyce with you. Thanks so much for joining us. Florida State and Duke going head-to-head. They did not face off in the regular season. Florida State, though, historically has dominated this series, 46 games to 11. However, it comes with a wrinkle. Duke winning in the ACC tournament last year by a whopping 16-4 margin. Today, a battle of the left-handed pitchers for Duke. It'll be Owen Brooks. Brooks so far this year, a solid season, 4.21 earned run average, a 2-2 record. This will be his 10th start of the year and his 17th appearance. At 51 1/3 innings so far this year, he has a 201 batting average against. He's struck out 72 and walked just 21. Impressive season for the Southpaw. On the other side, it'll be Jamie Arnold, another left-handed pitcher for Florida State today. The Seminoles coming in at 37 13, a 2.59 earned run average for Arnold, a 6-2 record so far this year. This will be his 13th start and 13th appearance of the year. He's thrown 66 innings so far this year. He has struck out 90 and walked just 23. Opposing batters just hitting 197 against the impressive left-handed pitcher for Florida State. First pitch is right around the corner. The Duke Blue Devils, the Florida State Seminoles. The winner will get North Carolina or Boston College coming up in the semifinals coming up on Saturday. We'll step aside. Rob Joyce with the call in just a moment. Duke and Florida State. This is the ACC Baseball Championship from Learfield.
Hey there. Guess who just found another way to save more money by switching to Food Lion private brand? And they have so many affordable items. Fajita nachos coming up. And my family loves it. That's all I need to hear.
I can't wait to meet her. Oh my gosh.
Put your hands together for new Dr. Pepper Blackberry and Dr. Pepper Blackberry Zero Sugar.
There she is! Woohoo! Yeah! It's cold Dr. Pepper!
With sweet blackberry flavor!
Dr. Pepper Blackberry, I'm obsessed with your succulent taste. Please marry me!
No! Marry me! Marry me or I'm gonna freak out!
Try new Dr. Pepper Blackberry.
It's a pepper thing!
Play ball! It's college baseball season, and we're here to talk about it.
Every week, join Kyle Schasberger and me, David Kahn, as we deliver the best of college baseball.
We've got all the diamond talk you can imagine, with interviews from coaches, players, broadcasters, and more.
Plus, we'll give you our weekly rank.
In the back of the Blue Caps. Just waiting for the official word from television. The umpires for today's game, Mike Jarbo calls the balls and strikes. Linus Baker at first, John Byrne at second, and Travis Carlson at third. 10th all-time meeting at this event between these two teams. Florida State leads 7-2. Duke has won each of the last two by lopsided scores. A 12-1 victory in 2021, and then last year the 16-4 romp in Charlotte to win its second ACC tournament championship. First pitch from the lefty Jamie Arnold to the righty. Wallace Clark is down and away. Ball one, we're underway here on a picturesque day at 3:01. It is 72 degrees here in Durham. Partly cloudy. In fact, the sun is behind a cloud right now. Little winds, which to speak, a perfect day for baseball as Wallace Clark waves through the 1-0. Clark, a 288 hitter, but that doesn't quite tell the story. His on-base percentage leads the team up near 470. 6 homers, 33 RBIs. He walks a ton, he gets hit a ton, and he sends one on a line to right center field. Ranging to his left and diving is Max Williams to make the catch in right center for an impressive first out here on the top of the first.
You can already hear that Florida State has brought their fan base. They're outnumbering some of the Duke fans so far, and that's a great catch in center for Max Williams.
Highlight reel stuff. Lost his hat, laid out. For an impressive first out, he's in center. Gage Harrelson is in right field. Chase Williams, no relation to Max, is in left. Cal Fisher, the third baseman. Alex Lodis, the shortstop. Drew Farreau, the second baseman. Miles Bailey at first. Jackson West, the catching for Arnold. This ball one is thrown low to the red-hot A.J. Gracia, the sophomore and all-conference second-teamer, a .304 average, 13 homers, 51 driven in. Since April 1st, he's batting over 400, has a 15-game hit streak. He's reached in 26 straight games. Lefty-on-lefty matchup. The 1-0 is a check swing. Pumped in over the outside corner at 93. A ball and a strike. He was sub-200 for the first month and a half of the season, and then turned it on and hasn't cooled off since. 1-1 is down. With a fastball. 2-1 the count.
Hitting .455 over a 15-game hitting streak as well. He's as dangerous as it gets in this Blue Devil lineup. Arnold kicks, delivers the 2-1. That sweeping slider next to the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count to the sophomore from Monroe, New Jersey, Gracia. On Wednesday, went 3 for 5 with a home run, 2 RBIs. He played a factor in all 3 of Duke's scoring innings. The 2-2 on the way is a sharp ground ball to first. 2-hopper right to Miles Bailey. He'll take it to the bag himself. Quickly 2 up, 2 down here on the top of the first. Duke started the year ranked top 15 by most publications. Started just 12-9 though. A little sluggish out of the gates. 25-9 since. Not ranked. Dangerous team heading into the NCAA tournament. Bases empty, 2 away for an all-conference first-teamer in Ben Miller. Leads the team with a .326 average and tied for first in the ACC. 18 home runs, but he flails at the first pitch offering from Arnold, 0-1. Arnold, by his standards, touched up in his last outing last week against UNC, the 0-1. His changeup at 87 at the knees. Quickly no balls, 2 strikes to Ben Miller. Allowed 4 earned runs in 5 innings. The first time in 8 starts he'd allowed more than 2 earned runs in an outing. Working quickly, the 0-2 to Miller. Swing and a miss and a slider in the dirt. It was caught, no need to throw on down to first. And very quickly, the side is retired. 1-2-3 go the Blue Devils in the top half of the first. We head to the bottom half of the first. FSU will introduce you to their lineup when we return here at the 2025 ACC Baseball Championship from Learfield.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletic season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Took all of 11 pitches for Jamie Arnold to go 1-2-3 in the top of the first, so FSU comes to bat at the bottom of the first. No score against Duke. The FSU lineup looks like this. The debut this week for the 2 seed of this event, Gage Harrelson, the all-conference third-team right fielder, will bat leadoff. Alex Lodis, ACC Player of the Year, will bat second. Also the Defensive Player of the Year. Max Williams made that sterling catch in center field, hits third. Miles Bailey, the first baseman, bats cleanup. Hitting fifth, playing third base, Cal Fisher. Drew Farreau, the second baseman, will bat sixth. Hitting seventh, playing left field, is Chase Williams. Brady DeLamelier is the designated hitter today, and Jackson West does the catching, batting ninth for the Noles, who will go up against Owen Pruksch of Duke, making his 17th appearance, his 10th start. He is 2-2 this year, an ERA of .421, 51 innings of work. He's walked 21. He has struck out 72. Opponents batting just .201 off the Southlake, Texas native, also a left-hander, who started the year in the bullpen. He was actually the closer, and then Duke was swept by Stanford very early on in ACC play, and Pruksch got some kind of garbage time innings in the finale because he hadn't been used all weekend. They lost fairly handily, and then Chris Pollard realized, well, if he's one of our best guys, We need him in higher leverage situations, and, well, he's been a starter ever since. Again, these two did not meet in the regular season. Have to go back to this event last year, a 16-4 Duke romp in which the Blue Devils hit 2 grand slams. One from Devin Obie and one from the man who struck out to end the top of the first, Ben Miller.
It's always different once you get to the postseason play, whether it's the ACC tournament, whether it's a regional, anything like that. It's a little bit different, and Duke can have to play their best baseball to beat Florida State tonight.
In fact, the last 2 games between these two have ended in identical 16-4 scorelines. Duke lost 2 out of 3 in Tallahassee last regular season, but won the finale convincingly in 7 innings. And did it again in Charlotte in 9. The first pitch to the lefty, Gage Harrelson, is down low for ball 1. Harrelson, all-conference third-team performer, 340 the average, 5 homers, 37 driven in. One of 3 Seminoles to start all 50, now 51 games this year. Number 9 pitching to number 9. Pumps in a fast or a breaking ball at 81 over the outside corner, but strike 1. With Brooks, you'll get fastball low 90s. He's funky. Has a slider. He's added in a changeup more often. There is that slider up and away, 2-1. Last year, about 90% of his pitches were either a fastball or a slider. This year, he's incorporating the changeup about a quarter of the time. He kicks, he deals, and he hit him. Hits Gage Harrelson, who leads the team in that category. That's his 12th HBP of the year, and bottom of the first, leadoff man's aboard for FSU.
Watching the warm-up tosses of Brooks, he was missing low with a lot of his pitches. He bounced a couple different warm-up tosses to his catcher, Winslow. And you're wondering if he's still trying to find that command because he was missing low to start with the warm-up tosses. He missed high a couple times there. He's still trying to work through it.
He was pretty good his last start. He started the opener last week in the regular season finale against Georgia Tech. Went 6 innings, allowed 3 earned runs, didn't walk anyone. He took a hard luck loss. Overall, though, his last 4 starts, his ERA's at 7. First pitch, big home run cut and a miss from Alex Lodis, the ACC Player of the Year, 0-1. 6th nationally, leads the ACC a .422 average, 17 home runs, second in the conference with 63 RBIs, top 10 in doubles, second in OPS. Oh yeah, he's also the Defensive Player of the Year at shortstop, and he rips one into center field that gets down for a base hit. That's now a 9-game hit streak. He's reached safely in 16 in a row, and FSU's in business here early on. Bottom of the first, 2 on, nobody out.
Can't serve him much in the strike zone. He's going to find a way to barrel it. That's exactly what he did. Runners move up 90 feet. And if you're Florida State, you have to love how you started. 1-2-3 in the top half of this inning, and already a runner in scoring position for Williams.
Now, Duke had yesterday off, but the Blue Devils used 9 pitchers against Pitt on Wednesday. The starter, Henry Zatkowski, went a third of an inning. First pitch to Max Williams, the center fielder, is taken over the outside corner for strike 1. Williams, 323, 17 homers, 44 driven in. All-conference second-team performer for the junior. Transfer from Alabama. As the 0-1's taken outside the zone, 1-1. Florida State coming off a series loss to North Carolina last weekend. Another off-speed pitch that's up and in, 2-1 the count to Williams. Knowles lost the first to 8-3 in the highly anticipated Jake Knapp versus Jamie Arnold battle. The early issues from Brooks will bring out pitching coach Brady Kirkpatrick of Duke. It was a romp on Friday in favor of the Heels against FSU, an 11-1 run rule victory in 7 innings. And then Knowles salvaged one of the 3 in the regular season finale on Saturday. In fact, Max Williams, the man at bat, had what turned out to be the game-tying RBI in the bottom of the 8th, before getting a second RBI single later in the bottom of the 8th to ultimately win 5-4. Whole infield's in, conversation over. Harrelson's on second, Lodis is on first. Both pretty good speed. It's a 2-1 count to Max Williams. Brooks comes set. Doesn't bother checking the runners. The 2-1 is a fastball that missed. Decent from our point of view on the monitor, but instead it's 3 balls and a strike, and Duke's in danger of loading the bases with nobody out here in the bottom of the first for Florida State. The 3-1 swing and a miss was a better fastball. That was at the letters. He went chasing, and the count runs full. Williams has struggled a bit driving in runners. The game-tying RBI he had on Saturday, his only ribby in his last 6 games, hasn't homered in his last 7 games. The payoff is a check swing, high, ball 4, and Florida State has loaded the bases with nobody out here in the top half of the first. Bottom half of the first, excuse me. Brooks doesn't walk a ton of hitters. He hits a decent amount. Case in point, he hit Gage Harrelson. He was second in the ACC in most hit batters in the regular season, and faces a difficult situation in Miles Bailey, the freshman from Tallahassee, in-city kid, 302 average, 12 homers, including a grand slam, 41 driven in. Bases full of Knowles. First pitch is a line shot. Just foul. Nearly hit Linus Baker, the umpire, and as he stumbled and gathered himself, threw up his hand, said foul ball, strike 1. A loud strike 1.
That one did just hook foul. It was foul over the orange base. The 3 or 4 feet. That would have been fair.
Infield playing back. The 0-1 is above the letters 1-1. So they'll concede the run. The shift is on. The shortstop, Wallace Clark, is playing maybe a step to the right of the second base bag. So 3 infielders to right of second base. Third baseman Ben Miller playing in that hole normally reserved between the third baseman and the shortstop. The 1-1 off speed, check swing, did not go. It's high. 2-1. There's no action in the Duke bullpen. For right now, it's Owen Brooks' game. Harrelson on third, Lodis on second, Williams on first. Bottom first. The 2-1. High, ball 3, and that one wasn't close. That was a slider that would have gone behind a right-handed hitter. Duke won on a walk-off walk against Pitt on Wednesday. Fell into an early hole in the first inning, trying to avoid a similar fate here, but carries position. The 3-1 from Brooks. She delivers. Little flare into shallow right field. It's dangerous. Following quickly. It'll get past the second baseman, Berger. Falls down, only 1 run will score. They had to make sure that no one would catch it station to station, but an RBI single scores Harrelson, and it's 1-0 FSU here in the first.
All that hard contact that Florida State had been making, and of course the one they drive in was the softly hit little jam shot into right field. Sometimes that's how it works in baseball, and Duke is sending some bodies out to the bullpen.
Yeah, even with 3 infielders with the shift on, you knew right off the bat, especially from our angle, that no one was going to get there in no man's land. So the bases remain full. Lodis now occupies third, Williams on second, and Bailey on first now for Cal Fisher, the third baseman. 7 homers for the grand slam this year. The first pitch is up and away. Ball 1. 325's the average for the red-hot Cal Fisher, who has 6 hits in 16 of his last 17. He's raised his average 41 points in that span. Infield still playing back in regular double play depth. Now throw to second, try to catch Max Williams napping. He's back with a head-first dive. 1-0 Florida State. Bottom 1, base is full. And nobody out still. Hit by pitch, single, walk, single. Brooks comes set. Kicks, fires. Swing and a miss. Fastball's lived around 90, 91 miles an hour. Got past Fisher, 1-1. Last 2 games between these two teams, there have been 3 combined grand slams. They've just all gone the way of Duke. Now time needs to be called. A ball got away from the bullpen. So, took a second, but they realized it. Warming up in the Duke bullpen, by the way, is Gabe Nard, junior right-hander, who pitched, everyone pitched on Wednesday against Pitt. He was the 3rd of 8 relievers used. Ball retrieved. The 1-1 to Cal Fisher on the way. Here it is. Off-speed pitch, kept his hands back, managed to fight it off foul, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
You use 8 relievers, you're going to really tax your bullpen for the remainder of the ACC Baseball Championship. But of course, it's survive and advance. You got to do what you got to do.
And partly yes and partly no. They had yesterday off. And because they use so many players, very few threw many pitches. Nard, for example, threw 17. The 1-2. Swing and a miss at a ball in the dirt. Foul. Oh, no. They're going to say foul tip, but he caught it. Okay. Same result. I thought the ball hit the dirt. We're going to look at the replay. I'm not even sure he made contact, but it was caught by Macon Winslow. So very important first out here in the bottom of the first. So the bases remain loaded for Drew Farreau, the all-conference first-team second baseman. The first pitch fouled straight back. A .314 hitter with 14 homers and 47 driven in. He was red hot. He tied a program record a few weeks back. He had a hit 12 straight at-bats, and he's baseball, folks. He's 2 of 18 since. Trying to bust out of that. The 0-1 is a line shot. Stabbed by the third baseman Miller. He can't find it. Tags the runner going from second to third. The run low, he scores. So it's an RBI fielder's choice off the bat of Drew Farreau, and it's 2-0 Florida State, but now there's runners on first and second, 2 outs.
It's a heads-up play from Miller, quite honestly, because that ball easily could have eaten him up, and if he can't find it, then everybody's going to be safe, and it's another one of those disastrous situations. But it's a heads-up play. He makes the tag. He can't beat him in a foot race to third. Makes the fundamental play, and they get that big second out.
For a second, the ball came to him so quickly that he had time to gather himself, but there was a brief moment he did not know where the ball was. So now it's Bailey on second, Farreau on first for Chase Williams, the left fielder. .349 the average. Florida State, second in the ACC, top 20 nationally. They try to catch the runner at second, Bailey napping. Brooks barely even threw the ball. A .314 team average. Also lead the ACC in home runs per game. First pitch to Chase Williams in the dirt. Nice stop by the catcher, Macon Winslow. 1-0. Winslow's the catcher, Ben Miller, the third baseman, Wallace Clark's at short, Jake Berger, the second baseman, Jake Hyde at first, outfield left to right, Ben Rounds, AJ Gracia, Tyler Albright. Williams struggling a bit, just 2 for his last 16. Brooks delivers, swing and a miss, and a slider. Inside, off balance, Williams, the ball and a strike. RBI single and an RBI fielder's choice. It's 2-0 FSU here in the bottom of the first. Brooks delivers, another slider, same result. Same looking swing from Chase Williams, the ball and 2 strikes. Well, if he can get out of this with just the 2 runs, given he faced bases loaded, nobody out, Duke could probably consider that a win. The 1-2 from Brooks on the way. Foul tip. Looks like he got it off the very end of the bat, and he stays alive. Already 27 pitches thrown from the Duke starter here in the bottom of the first. Wide lefty stance. Brooks kicks, delivers. Again, fought off foul. For third base side towards Blackwell Street. And it stays the ball in 2 strikes. Chase Williams, JUCO kid, came from Northwest Florida State College last year. So again, he fights off another 1-2 straight back. That's 3 consecutive 1-2 offerings he has fouled off.
If I'm Brooks, I'm looking for something low and outside. He's been able to fight off a lot of these pitches over the heart of the plate or inside. You throw him something low and out, that might be the pitch.
It's a lefty on lefty matchup. See if he goes to the slider, the 1-2. Same thing. This was inside with a changeup, and somehow Williams was able to get a piece of that bat on it, fight it off. Count still 1-2. This is the 8th pitch of the at-bat upcoming. Bailey on second, Farreau on first. Pitch slider in the dirt, gets away from the catcher Winslow, but up the third base line, so no chance for Bailey to advance. Brooks appeared twice last year against Florida State. In the regular season, went just a third of an inning, walks a batter and threw 2 wild pitches, then allowed a couple of earned runs in the championship game. Didn't matter, Duke won handily. Pickoff attempt, Bailey back standing up. Probably should have slid, but no question he was safe. It's a little more effective. Brooks very rarely even glances over at the bases, at least this at-bat. Focused on the hitters. Pitch number 9 of the at-bat upcoming. Pitch 32 of the inning. And it's a fastball that just misses the Duke faithful. Wanted strike 3. Brooks wanted strike 3. Some of the outfielders started taking some steps toward the dugout instead. Count runs full. Runners will be off the pitch. Close. Look a little high, maybe a little outside. 3-2 on the way. Called strike 3. Got it that time. And Williams didn't think it was strike 3. Things even out, and the side is retired, but not before Florida State gets on the board. 2 runs, 2 hits, leave a pair. We've played 1 here in Durham. It's Florida State 2, Duke nothing here at the 2025 ACC Baseball Championship from Learfield.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. SiriusXM is your destination for all things college sports. And we've got you covered on SiriusXM College Sports Radio. There's complete coverage of every major conference, plus live games and 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of SiriusXM free. Subscribe now and see offer details at SiriusXM.com/collegesportsradio25.
From foul pole to foul pole, listen to the first weekend of the NCAA Division I Baseball Championship with the Regional Rundown Show. If you've ever wished for a radio version of NFL Red Zone, but for college baseball, then allow us to put it on a tee for you.
Live on the Varsity Network app. Join our crew starting Friday, May 30th as we go game to game across the 16 regional sites. We'll have the live hometown radio call, highlights, scores, and reactions.
Dive head first into the Regional Rundown beginning Friday, May 30th, exclusively on the Varsity Network app.
Not overly dissimilar from Wednesday's start. Duke gives up a couple of runs in the first inning. And will have to play catch-up from the get-go. Top of the second, 2-0 FSU. On the RBI single from Miles Bailey and the RBI ground-out from Drew Farrow. It's very smooth top of the first for Jamie Arnold. 11 pitches, 8 strikes, 1, 2, 3. So look at the 4, 5, and 6 hitters to up for the Blue Devils here on the top of the second. Sun is out. Looks like it's going to stay out. If you're going to draw up a day, an afternoon, leading into a holiday weekend for baseball, this is basically if there's a wind blowing, crosswind towards left field. It's not really out from home plate. First pitch to Jake Hyde. First baseman. It's taken for a called strike 1, then an off-speed pitch at 86 from Jamie Arnold.
I never got an answer to the question, so if you hit the bull, do you win the stake still, even if this isn't a Durham Bulls home game?
NIL era, so maybe. Swing and a miss, the 0-2. Someone this week has hit grass on Wednesday. It's been a lot of games. Don't remember who. The 0-2 to Hyde. Foul tip, stays alive. First baseman and all-conference second teamer, 298, leads the team. Third in the ACC, 61 driven in. Who played Wednesday? I think a Clemson Tiger. Oh, no, it was Jimmy Keenan of Wake won a salad. Okay. I know someone on Tuesday hit the ball. Again, too many games, couldn't tell you.
Cal, Wake Forest, or perhaps, Hokies or Tigers.
The 1-2 to Jake Hyde on the way. Lefty on lefty matchup is roped into right field, but playing into the shift is the second baseman Farrow, and he leaps and makes the catch 25 feet into the outfield grass. And that, folks, is why you have the shift. For 110 years, that's a leadoff single for Jake Hyde. Today, goes down as a L4.
And then a jumping glove, that's a tough play to make. And you think about that jam shot that landed for Florida State in their first inning.
Spin around is another lefty. Stares at strike 1.
That one landed for Florida State. This time they get a little more good luck for him with that catch.
311 hitter for the grad transfer from Harvard. 8 homers, 35 driven in for rounds. Evens it up, ball and a strike. Stares at ball 1. Tale of two halves thus far in May. Started May 14 of 26 in his first 6 games. He's 1 of 13 since. The 1-1 is a check swing. No appeal. Now a late appeal, and yes, he went, says third base umpire Travis Carlson. So it's a 1-2 count to Rounds, who doesn't have many complaints. Some of the Duke folks do, but The umpires didn't ask for their opinions. A 1-2. Sweeping breaking ball in the dirt, 2-2. Brown's one of a couple of Harvard grad transfers. Second baseman Jake Berger came with him from Cambridge. Duke has 5 Ivy League caliber transfers that came in this year. The 2-2 just misses below the knees and the count runs full, 3-2. Browns and Berger joined this year, as did Reed Easterly from Yale. They have a transfer, Gavin Brown from Tufts. They have a transfer, Jake Hyde from Georgetown. Obviously very good schools. 3-2, outside corner, called strike 3. That slider nicks the outside corner, and that is 2 strikeouts. First of the backwards variety for Jamie Arnold. There's 2 away here in the top of the second.
He moves quickly and he moves efficiently. And he spun it in. That's right on the outside corner. It's a great pitch.
Caught a decent amount of the play, but if you're not looking for it, it's hard to adjust. Base is empty, 2 outs. Here's Tyler Albright. Check swing, down and in. Appeal to first, did not go, 1-0. Albright, a .312 hitter, 9 homers, 43 driven in. Started to walk a lot recently, has 10 base on balls in his last 6 games. And he's going to make it on base for a 15th straight game with a single to right on the 1-0. Inside out swing, went with the pitch, and Duke has its first base runner with 2 outs here in the top of the second. One of Wednesday's heroes, Macon Winslow, led off the bottom of the 9th with a game-tying solo home run. His 7th of the year. 271 hitter, who was moved behind the plate, replaced Alex Stone last year. He was primarily a left fielder. Caught him a rare instances Stone did not. This year he's made the full-time move behind the plate. Watches the first pitch down at in ball 1. 2-0 Florida State here, top 2. Albright, who leads the team in stolen bases with 14 in 14 attempts. The 1-0 from Arnold, who's working awfully quickly. Off-speed pitch misses outside, 2-0.
He's taken no more than 13, 14 seconds in between pitches.
And gets the ball, steps on the rubber. He comes set, holds at the chest. Long look to first. Kicks, fires. The 2-0. Up and away, ball 3. And the 3-0 on the way from Arnold. This is ball 4. It's back-to-back 2-out base runners for the Blue Devils. First, a very rare walk issued by Arnold. Just his 24th free pass and now 67 2/3 innings of work. Keeps the inning alive for Noah Murray, getting a rare start, a sophomore from Virginia. He's 11 of 32 this year as now time is called. Arnold and catcher Jackson West are going to get a visit from Micah Posey, second-year pitching coach for Florida State. Inning started innocently enough. Nice play by Drew Farreau to retire Jake Hyde. Ben Rounds went down by way of the backwards K. But a single to center by Tyler Albright and a walk. 4 pitches to Macon Winslow. Here's Noah Murray making his 8th start, as just his 2nd since mid-April. Also started on May the 11th against Clemson 2 weeks ago. He is 11 of 32 this year. That's a .344 average. A couple of home runs that came in the same game, April 18th against Pitt, and 6 RBIs. This is his 25th overall appearance. His 8th start for the DH today at the first pitch. This is inside. That's 5 straight balls for Arnold. Murray pinch hit on Wednesday, went 0 for 1. Albright on second, Winslow off first. 1-0, he swings, sends it into center field, a towering fly ball, but Williams fighting the sun, can't find it, falls in front of him. And then he bobbles the ball. Albright's going to score, as is Winslow, and just like that, it's tied on what has to go down as a 2-run double. Oh, it's hit a mile in the air, but routine play, and then Williams put the glove to his eyes and never found it. And it landed 3 feet in front of him.
Exactly right. He had the glove up in his face trying to shield that sun away. Kind of just hoping that it would fall into the glove or he would be positioned well enough to find it. He never did.
Bases empty, 2 outs, and Duke, with admittedly a stroke of luck, has come back to tie the game. Here on the top of the second, first pitch to Jake Berger. The second baseman is taken for strike 1. Well, how's that for your second double of the year, Noah Murray? RBIs number 7 and 8. As Berger sends a towering fly ball into right. Long run for Gage Harrelson, but he tracks it, is under it, squeezes, and makes the catch to retire the side. But not before Duke with some 2-out magic. Single walk and a fortuitous 2-run double from Noah Murray ties the game. We'll head to the bottom of the second. 2-2 our score as you listen to coverage of the 2025 ACC Baseball Championship from Learfield.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletic season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Florida State scores twice in the bottom of the first. Duke responds with a 2-spot in the top of the second as Max Williams lost the ball in center field. It fell. 2 runs scored. Got ourselves a tie game as Owen Prooks comes back out for his second inning of work. Gabe Nard has, at least for now, sat down in the Duke bullpen after Prooks loaded the bases with nobody out in the first and managed to escape, not unscathed, but limited the damage to 2 runs. The 8-9-1 hitters due up. Brody DeLamelier, the designated hitter today, will lead things off, making his 23rd start. First pitch to the right-hander. Breaking ball outside corner, strike 1. DeLamelier, 234 hitter. He's just 0 for 2 in the month of May. 6 homers, 18 driven in. His first start in nearly a month. Have to go back to April 25th against Louisville. He went 1 for 4 the last time he homered. Was that start against the Cardinals? 1's in the dirt. Florida native, as all but 9 Seminoles are. 1-1, check swing in the dirt, appealed first. He did go, says Linus Baker, and it's a ball and 2 strikes to DeLamelier, who was a Notre Dame commit originally and then flipped his commitment when Link Jarrett came to Tallahassee. Redshirted last year. So a second year with the program, first year playing. As Prooks delivers the 1-2. Swing and a miss, and a ball in the dirt. Tag applied by Winslow. There's 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Already a much smoother start to this half inning for Owen Prooks.
Prooks looking a lot more comfortable. He's finding his command a little bit more, too. He started to slow things down when there were base runners on. When there's no one on like this, he's moving quickly, methodically if he needs to. He's able to get the strikeout.
I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of hard contact. The single last inning by Lodis was hit hard, but he hit Harrelson. He walked Williams. Bailey hit a hard foul ball, but it's a dying quail for the first run of the game, and then an RBI fielder's choice on a ground ball. Otherwise, he has 3 Ks already and threw strike 1 to the 9-hitter, Jackson West, the catcher. Lefty on lefty already. The 0-1 is sent skied into left center field and deep. Gracia, the center fielder, goes back. He looks up. It's over the wall. Home run. It went over the yellow line. That's only about 7 feet off the ground. Gracia didn't even try for it. And it's a home run for Jackson West, just his second of the year. That gives Florida State the lead back 3-2. Well, Gracia lined it up like he was going to leap for it and then just didn't. And he would have had a great opportunity at it. Not saying he would have caught it, but certainly would have had a chance.
And you take a look at that replay, he might have also lost that ball in the sun, much like Williams did in the last half inning.
That's a good point. First pitch is lined into left center field. That'll get down off the bat of Harrelson. This one's a single. No, he's going to chug for two. The throw to second comes in. It gets cut off, and a hustle double for Gage Harrelson on the first pitch. There's a runner in scoring position with one out here in the second, and Florida State has a little swagger after that home run. So you have the Blue Monster. It's 32 feet tall. Then in left center field, it cuts off, and the fence is only 7 feet off the ground, 7.5. It's not tall. So Harrelson on second with one out for the Player of the Year, Lodis, who singled to center his first at-bat. The first pitch is a chopper to short. Clark only has one play. It's the first. He retires Lodis, but a productive out. It moves Harrelson 90 feet to third. A lot of swinging early in the count. First pitch swing was Harrelson. Second pitch West. First pitch Lodis. Second home run for West this year. Both have come in May. Homer 2 weeks ago against Cal. Here's Max Williams trying to make up for his sun issues last half inning. Looks at strike one. He walked in the first. 3-2 Florida State. Noles have a runner on third, 2 outs. As Brooks comes set, kicks, he fires. Swing and a miss. Max Williams. It's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Williams low crouch. Big lead off third from Harrelson. Trying to dance around the pitch, up and away. Ball 1. Never tempting for Williams. Brooks is a lefty, so his back is turned to third base. And Ben Miller, the third baseman, is playing decently well off the line against the lefty Williams. So Harrelson's dancing over there. The 1-2 is a little flare foul third base side. No one's able to track it down. It reaches the netting. Here the Florida State bullpen, 1-2. Brooks takes a deep breath, kicks, fires. Slider in the dirt. Williams holds up the appeal. He did not go, says Travis Carlson. Evens it up 2 balls and 2 strikes. Williams projected to potentially go in the top 3 rounds of the draft. Started his career at Alabama, didn't play a whole lot in 23. Came to Duke, he's been a starter ever since. The 2-2, swing and a miss. Went back to the fastball at 91. Williams was behind it. That's already 4 Ks. For Owen Brooks. But Florida State regains the lead on the solo home run from Jackson West, his second of the year. We've played 2 full. It's Florida State 3, Duke 2 here at the ACC Baseball Championship from Learfield.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. Sirius XM is your destination for all things college sports. And we've got you covered on Sirius XM College Sports Radio. There's complete coverage of every major conference, plus live games and 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of Sirius XM free. Subscribe now and see offer details at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 25.
From foul pole to foul pole, listen to the first weekend of the NCAA Division I Baseball Championship with the Regional Rundown Show. If you've ever wished for a radio version of NFL Red Zone, but for college baseball, then allow us to put it on a tee for you.
Live on the Varsity Network app. Join our crew starting Friday, May 30th as we go game to game across the 16 regional sites. We'll have the live hometown radio call, highlights, scores, and reactions.
Dive head first into the Regional Rundown beginning Friday, May 30th, exclusively on the Varsity Network app.
Top of the third, Florida State leads Duke 3-2. The Seminoles who lead the ACC in home runs per game. This is only game number 51 for Florida State. From the raw numbers, Duke is second behind Wake Forest, who has 98 home runs. Duke's have even 100, but Duke's also played 55 games to Florida State's 50 coming in, so a few more opportunities to add to that home run tally total. Florida State comes in. They're ranked in the top 10 in just about every poll. They're 6th in the D1 baseball poll. The RPI is 15, however, so they're very firmly in the mix for a top 8 national seed. Could use a nice showing here in this their first game this week. Duke won't host. They'll be likely 2 seed somewhere. Unranked to start the week, seeded 5th in this week's event. First pitch to Wallace Clark, the shortstop. From Jamie Arnold is down and in for ball 1. Clark skied to center his first time up on a phenomenal catch by Max Williams. And right center was robbed of at least 1 base, if not 2. The 1-0. Change up from Arnold. Finds a plate for strike 1. Clark has reached safely in 18 straight games. Has 21 hits in that span and 15 walks. The 1-1. Bouncer in front of home plate. That's Clark's MO. Get on base by any means necessary. Doesn't have to be by putting bat on ball. The 2-1. There's an off-speed pitch at 2-2. The fastball hasn't quite been there for Arnold's. Gone off-speed stuff a lot. And it's 2-2. Case in point, last year in the ACC championship game against FSU, Clark was 0 for 2. He was hit twice and he walked once. 2-2. Called strike 3. Back to the changeup inside corner. Froze Clark. And that's 3 strikeouts for Arnold. There's 1 away here in the top of the 3rd. First pitch to AJ Gracia. There's the 93-mile-an-hour fastball. It's high. Gracia grounded out to first. His first time up. Stares at ball 2. The 2-0 to the center fielder on the way. Pops 1 foul towards Blackwell Street. 2-1 the count. Not quite. Blackwell Street hit the roof. Gracia was an all-conference 3rd-teamer last year. 2nd-teamer this year. Sophomore from Jersey. 2-1 on the way. It's popped up. 3rd base side foul. Key factor on Wednesday in the comeback against Pitt. Got the scoring started with a double in the 5th to make it 3-1. Homered in the 7th to make it 3-2. And then in the 9th, had a single. Didn't score the winning run, but kept the inning alive. 2-2. Check swing, slider in the dirt. And the count runs full. (3-2) Florida State here top. 3rd base is empty. 1 out. 3-2 to Gracia. Is skied into right center field and deep. Williams this time. The sun's behind a cloud. He sees it, holds up his arms, makes the catch. 3 steps in front of the track for a long second out. 395 to dead center here at the DBAP. Gracia hit it about 380. So each of the first 2 innings, Arnold has retired the first 2 Blue Devils. Went 1-2-3 in the first, and then 2-out magic from Duke to tie things up briefly in the second. FSU has since regained the lead. Here's Ben Miller, struck out on 3 pitches his first time up. First offering is a check swing. Missed inside, ball 1. Miller, the hometown kid, hit 2 home runs in last year's championship game against the Noles, including a grand slam. Fights off the 1-0 an off-speed pitch. Kept his hands back, 1-1. His number 1 choice growing up here in Durham was always Duke. And Chris Pollard last year said they reluctantly passed on him because they didn't think they'd have a spot for him. So he went to Penn. The 1-1 is in the dirt, 2-1. Was an Ivy League performer in 2022, made the tournament in 23, so came to Duke last year, and well, I think they found a spot for him. He's now a 2-time all-conference first-team performer. The 2-1 is low, 3-1. For a while, held the conference lead with 18 home runs. He's been stuck on 18 for a while. No homers in his last 10 games. An advantageous 3-1 count here, and he lines one up the middle into center field for a base hit. A little grass scraper. Just like last inning, Duke, nobody on 2 outs, puts a runner aboard as Ben Miller reaches base. Keeps hitting alive for Jake Hyde, the first baseman. Looked a lock to have a leadoff single in the second, but with the shift on, a leaping grab from the second baseman, Drew Farrow, robbed him of what would have been a leadoff hit. Instead, he's 0 for 1. The first pitch to the left-hander from the left-hander. Outside corner, strike 1. Over at first, Miller. Not really a base-stealing threat, just 1 for 2 this year. But the infield's largely straight away. Check swing at the 0-1. He fouls it straight back 0-2. Shortstop Lodis is at double play depth with 2 outs. And the third baseman, Fisher, has moved now a couple of steps over, more closer to a natural shortstop position with 2 strikes. The pitch is a sweeping slider down and away. And then you have the second baseman, Farrow, playing in shallow right field. 3-2 Noles here in the top half of the third. Arnold checks the runner, fires, swing and a miss, fooled him. 88 on the changeup. Awkward looking swing from Hyde. That's 4 Ks for Arnold. The side's retired. Works around a 2-out base knock. We head to the bottom of the third. Florida State will look to extend upon a 3-2 lead over Duke here at the 2025 ACC Baseball Championship from Learfield.
Here's a fresh tip. 2's better than 1. It's why we shop Food Lion. They've got the items our family buys most, priced low every day, and they have weekly hot sales to save us even more. So the deals are
twice as nice.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude. Gets up when they fall down, and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids dealing with unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness or disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Help us get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org. Team Impact. All in, all together.
Hey there. Guess who just found another way to save more money by switching to Food Lion private brand? And they have so many affordable items. Fajita nachos coming up. And my family loves it. That's all I need to hear.
Bottom of the third. Florida State, with a couple of runs in the first and a solo home run from Jackson West in the second, has 3 runs. Duke, a fortuitous 2-out, 2-run double from Noah Murray on a ball that was lost in the sun, counting for Duke's 2 runs. 3-2 Noles. With the 4-5-6 hitters due up for Florida State. They went 7-3 in ACC series in 2025. Lost its most recent one to North Carolina. Florida State's been good pretty much from the start. Started 15-0. Started 19-0 last year. First time ever in the long, prodigious history of Florida State baseball. They started at least 15-0 or better in back-to-back years. First pitch swing is Bailey, and he sends one up the middle through the shift for a second hit already. He opened the scoring in the first with an RBI flare to right. A lot of first pitch swinging for Florida State. The leadoff runner is aboard for the second time in 3 innings. There's Cal Fisher, struck out the third baseman in his only plate appearance thus far. Fisher last year played, but not at third base. First pitch, way outside, ball 1. As third base was locked down by the 14th overall pick in the draft, Cam Smith. So he gets the luxury of trying to fill those shoes. Made 14 starts last year, batted .277. This year he's batted .325 with his recent hot streak. Pitch was outside for ball 2. Macon Winslow, the catcher, was ready to come up firing and then drop the baseball. Over at first, Bailey wasn't going anywhere. Bailey, some speed, 3 stolen bases in 4 attempts. Neither of these teams steals a ton. We'll see a lot more of that in Game 2 with Boston College. The 2-0 is an off-speed pitch in there for strike 1, 2-1. Fisher, a Wisconsin kid. Just had a 16-game hit streak snapped last Saturday against North Carolina. He did walk in the game. The 2-1. This is high for 3-1. So we'll have to settle for a 17-game on-base streak. Small lead off first from Bailey. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third. The pitch from Proksch. There's a foul tip into the mitt. Strike 2. And it runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Proksch has settled down nicely since a rocky start, where he went hit by a pitch, hard hit single, and a walk to load the bases. It's a deep breath. 3-2. Here's a sharp ground ball through the shift into right field for a base hit. Stopping at second is Bailey. 3 infielders at or to the left of the second base bag. So there's that gaping hole right where the second baseman normally is. And it's now an 18-game on-base streak for Cal Fisher. Here's the second baseman, Farreau. Had an RBI fielder's choice in the first inning. Farreau was a member of the All-ACC tournament team last year. As the corner infielders move in, perhaps anticipating a bunt. Instead, it was a cut and a miss at a fastball above the letters. 0-1 to Farreau. Last year in this event went 9 of 15, 6 driven in, 3 stolen bases, went 1 of 4 in the championship game, lost to the Blue Devils, the 0-1. Here's a foul tip straight back quickly. Down, no balls, 2 strikes. Proksch working quickly with 2 runners on, nobody out here in the third. The pitch is lined into right field. That'll get down for a base hit. Up throwing is Tyler Albright. They'll stop Bailey at third. So once again, Florida State has the bases loaded and nobody out here in the third. And that Duke bullpen is active again as Gabe Nard, who warmed up in the first, well, he's now warming up again with a little bit of vigor. Three consecutive singles to open up the inning. And here's Chase Williams, who struck out in a 10-pitch at-bat his first time up. Power is not Williams' game. He doesn't have a home run this year. Speed is his game. He has explosiveness that Link Jarrett said he hasn't seen too often. First pitch, he lines one left field side. It'll twist foul. Up towards the patio. That ricochets back into the field of play. Williams, a sophomore from Alabama, missed a month this year after suffering an injury sliding headfirst into home. Takes an off-speed pitch up and in 1-1. So he's making just his 25th appearance, all starts. He was drafted in the 19th round last year by the Dodgers, opted to come to Tallahassee instead. The 1-1. Swing and a miss at a ball in the dirt. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Well, Williams has had some, we'll say, different looking swings in his first 2 at-bats. He has not looked balanced. His legs are about as far apart as they can possibly be on his 5'10 frame without going into a full-on split. The 1-2 from Proksch, he fouls it off. He fouled off 4 consecutive 1-2 pitches in his first at-bat. There's one. Bailey on third, Fisher on second, Farreau on first. Proksch comes set. Deep breath, he kicks, he fires. Base hit into right field, past the diving Jake Berger. 1 run will score. They're going to wave home Fisher. They're going to send the runner from first to third, and then Williams gets caught in a rundown between first and second. They're checking the runner. Now the first baseman Berger will throw home as they try to get Farreau, and he's out. But the damage is still done. Williams, a 2-run single. He'll take second. And Farreau got a little bit greedy. It was a good recognition by, I believe it was Berger, who was actually occupying the first base area by that point in the rundown. Still, it's 5-2 Florida State.
Now, Florida State did the right thing in that situation. When you're in a rundown at first base, what you want to try and do is you want to buy as much time so that guy at third he's able to make a decision. Now, he's going to have to make it quick, and he's going to have to get a good lead, but that's what they did. They sent him home, and it was just a great defensive play by Duke.
Yeah, he wasn't overly far off the third base bag, and this might be it for Owen Pruksch. And it will be indeed. So we're going to have a pitching change. Gabe Nard will come on. We'll give you Nard's numbers when we return here from Durham. It's 5-2 Florida State. We're in the bottom of the third of the 2025 ACC Baseball Championship from Learfield.
I can't wait to meet her. Oh my gosh.
Put your hands together for new Dr. Pepper Blackberry and Dr. Pepper Blackberry Zero Sugar.
There she is! Woohoo! Yeah! It's cold Dr. Pepper!
With sweet blackberry flavor.
Dr. Pepper Blackberry, I'm obsessed with your succulent taste. Please marry me!
No! Marry me, or I'm gonna freak out!
Try new Dr. Pepper Blackberry.
It's a pepper thing!
College softball season is in full swing, and we're just the ones to talk about it. Join me, former Stanford Cardinal and award-winning broadcaster Jenna Becerra and Amanda Lorenz every week as we deliver the latest in college softball on the D1 Softball Podcast. We've got all the latest, whether it is in the circle or in the batter's box. We have interviews with coaches, players, and many more. We'll go through the week's top 25 poll and give our insights, as well as our plays, wins, and whiffs of the week. Let us get you in the know on all things college softball. Listen on d1softball.com and the Varsity Network app.
Well, Gabe Nard comes on for the 27th time, 25th out of the bullpen. He is 6-2 this year for the Blue Devils. ERA just below 3.5 in 47 innings. He's walked only 14, struck out 42. As the junior from Shaker Heights, Ohio, will inherit a 5-2 deficit. FSU leads Duke. There's one out in the inning, and Chase Williams is on second after hitting with the bases empty, or bases loaded and nobody out. A 2-run single, got caught on a rundown. And then Drew Farreau was caught trying to steal a third run on what is officially a 9-3-6-4-2 putout. So the line on starter Owen Pruksch is not complete. He's responsible for Williams on second. And Nard will get the 8-9 one-hitters for Florida State. Brody DeLamielleure will lead things off. Nard appeared on Wednesday against Pitt through 19 pitches, went an inning in the third. Again, Duke used 9 pitchers on Wednesday against the Panthers. After starter Henry Zatkowski lasted a third of an inning. First pitch, not going to get one. He turns towards second and gives a very casual light toss. Williams was back. He could have ordered a pizza. Maybe been back in time. Now the first real pitch from Nard to DeLamielleure is taken for strike one. DeLamielleure struck out swinging his first time up against Pruksch. Last appeared nearly 2 weeks ago, May 10th. He pinch hit against Cal. He was 0 for 1. With Williams on second. Fastball at 91. Catches the outside corner quickly. 0-2 to DeLamielleure. With Nard, he's added a four-seam fastball to his repertoire. He's normally a sinker-slider guy. The 0-2 is that slider down and away. Nice stop behind the plate by Winslow. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Florida State has scored in every inning. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third. Looking for more here with 1 out in the third. Lead 5-2. Nard comes set. The right-hander delivers. Off-speed pitch. This one was down, not quite in the dirt. Low nonetheless, 2-2. The first quarterfinals were yesterday. Georgia Tech will play Clemson in the semifinals tomorrow. The 2-2 on the way is ripped into right center field. Ranging to his left is Grassi. Is not going to get there. He's going to one-hop the wall. Williams had to hesitate. He's just now rounding third. They're going to send him. The relay is cut off in the outfield. It's an RBI double for Brody DeLamielleure, and that pours it on for FSU. It's now 6-2 Seminoles, still 1 out in the third. Good piece of hitting. The slider down and away, and the right-hander just went with it the other way.
And Albright wasn't able to find that immediately. When that ball was hit out to right field, if he's able to cut that off, you might just have runners on the corners. One runner doesn't score. Instead, you get a run that comes in for Florida State and a runner at second base. Such a big difference.
Yeah, Williams was basically standing to tag. But with his speed, he was never not going to score. And that brings us to Jackson West, hit his second home run of the year. His first time up, opposite field power from the lefty. First pitch, try to jump back and buy a ball instead of strike one over the inside corner. So Delamalier now on second. His first RBI in a month. 0-1 gets away from Nard. It's up and away. Jackson West, second year as a starter last year, as part of the All-College World Series team as FSU made it to Omaha for the 24th time. Bounce around the dirt. This one gets away from Winslow, but a bad read from second from Delamalier. And he has to jaunt back to second with no chance to advance. Two-run single from Williams and the RBI double from Delamalier has doubled Florida State's run total. It's now 6-2, still with one out the pitch. Misses below the knees. 3 balls and a strike to Jackson West, the 9-hitter. So production from FSU out of the bottom of the order. Delamalier, who doesn't get a whole lot of starts, at least recently, with an RBI double. West, light-hitting catcher, is already with a home run and now a walk as he takes ball 4, low and away. There's no action in the Duke bullpen, so Nard will have to figure out a way to get through it.
Right fielder number 9, J.D. Harrelson.
The only out this inning came on the two-run single from Williams. Didn't necessarily come from Duke pitching. Back to the top of the order. Harrelson doubled in his first pitch last at-bat. This time he watches strike one go by in this at-bat. Harrelson, a transfer from Texas Tech, where he spent the first 2 years of his collegiate career. 5 homers, 37 driven in. Stares at strike 2. Does the man who plays position 9, wears number 9, the right fielder Harrelson. With Delamalier at second and West on first. One out here in the third. Fastball down and away. Yesterday, Georgia Tech hit 7 home runs in eliminating the 16-seed Cal 10-3, and then Clemson NC State was a very well-played back-and-forth game of 5-4 Tigers victory. Called strike 3. Breaking ball over the outside corner. Harrelson disagrees with it. And there's 2 away here in the third for a strikeout for Nard.
Zone has expanded a little bit on the outside, and it's a good move here to take advantage of that. Nard finds the outside part. Still caught a decent amount of the plate, but that outside corner's been a little more generous to the pitchers.
The book is officially closed, by the way, on starter Owen Brooks. Went 2 1/3, 8 hits, 6 earned runs, a walk, 4 strikeouts, and a hit batter. So that ARA continued to climb up. It was below 3 a month ago, and then he's had a rough last 5 starts for the most part. First pitch, ball 1 to Alex Lodis, the 10th ACC Player of the Year in Florida State history, 2nd in a row. James Tibbs, the 3rd, of course, last year won it for being a first-round pick. 1-0. Swings, fouls it straight back off the netting, 1-1. Tibbs drafted 13th by the Giants, and then his teammate Cam Smith went 1 pick later to the Cubs. Of course, Jamie Arnold will go in the top 5 likely this year, maybe number 1. Here's a sharp ground ball, first base side, fair ball, squirts into right field. 1 run is in there, waving around the second. Issues in the corner, they're just now getting the relay in, and that's going to be a 2-run triple for the ACC Player of the Year. Scores Delamalier and West, and Florida State trying to run away with it early. It's 8-2. Hard hit ball down the first base line, but nothing fancy. And then Tyler Albright in that right field corner had a world of trouble. Didn't get out of the dirt. We'll see if they scored a triple. They already have. And the inning continues. The 9th Seminole to bat is Max Williams at strike 1.
That ball was hit with so much hook, so much spin on it. It just kept going and going right into the coffin corner, so to speak. Such a hard place to try and wedge the ball out of.
1 is lined into left center field, falling quickly. That'll get down. And there's run number 9, run number 6 of the inning, as Max Williams drives in RBI number 45 this year. FSU's batted around here in the third. It's 9-2. Nard is still out there, and there's no Blue Devil to relieve him. So he might just have to wear this one, at least for this inning. Miles Bailey started the inning with a single to center. He's been red hot. Last weekend had a nice weekend against UNC. First pitch, ball one. Bailey went 2 for 3 with a 3-run home run on Saturday against UNC. Then he had the game-winning single in the bottom of the 8th. It's the 1-0 is an off-speed pitch, swing and a miss. Game before that had an RBI double in what was a lopsided loss, the only RBI of the game for FSU in a run rule loss to the Heels. Now time is called. Home plate umpire Mike Jarbo calls for time. It's 9-2 FSU with a 6 spot here in the third on 7 hits. It's been an offensive clinic from FSU. The 1-0. Off-speed pitch driven deep to right field. Albright looks up. It's out of here. A bomb of a home run from Miles Bailey, his 13th of the year. Home runs in back-to-back games. And it's a rout. It's 11-2 Florida State here in the third. A no-doubter off the bat, 422 feet away. That's 8 runs for FSU, trying to get a little revenge after last year's 16-4 loss in the ACC title game.
Now Duke's getting some action going in that bullpen. You figured for a while, like you said, Nard was going to have to wear this one or just try and pitch through it. But needing just one more out, you can't afford to let the Seminoles get a couple more and bring us into run rule territory.
We got a long way before we get to a potential run rule. It's 11-2 though. They're in good shape. First pitch to Cal Fisher, up and away, ball 1. For Bailey, home run number 13. He now has 7 RBIs in his last 3 games. Not bad for a freshman who turned down. He had potential to get drafted into a 7-figure slot. Turned it down to come to Florida State. Fisher stares at ball 1, or strike 1, excuse me. 1-1 the count to the third baseman. 8 runs, 8 hits. So here's a ball that is fisted foul over our heads. Back towards Jackie Robinson. Drive a ball and 2 strikes. This is unlike other games this week where there's been a lot of base runners without putting the ball in play. We'll leave it at that. This has not been the case. A lot of strikes from Duke pitching, just being hit. Of course, I say that. Cal Fisher wears one.
Took that one right on the shoulder.
It looks like it hit the S in Fisher if he got his back turned. He'll mosey on down to first to continue the inning. All this has happened with 2 outs. The 2-run triple from Lodis, the RBI single from Williams, and the 2-run home run from Bailey. All with 2 outs. And this might end the day for Gabe Nard, as right now it's only catcher Macon Winslow. They're going to give the pitcher warming up as much time as possible. Left-hander. After the pitch, we'll see the number. We hope. 19, so that's Mark Hindy, a senior. And now home plate umpire Mike Jarbo comes to break up the conversation. They're all looking towards the dugout. Nard, understandably so, does not look like he's going to throw another pitch, and yeah, here comes Chris Pollard. So another pitching change as Florida State continues to pour it on. An 8-run inning. It's 11-2 FSU over Duke. We'll introduce you to the third Duke pitcher this inning. We'll make sure the pitching change happens before we go to break, but let's go. It's happening, folks. Whole infield is coming in for this conversation. Mike Jarbo has to walk a second time to the pitcher's mound. And here's the signal. So another pitching change for the Blue Devils as the Noles are up 9 here at the 2025 ACC Baseball Championship from Learfield.
I can't wait to meet her. Oh my gosh.
Put your hands together for new Dr. Pepper Blackberry and Dr. Pepper Blackberry Zero Sugar.
There she is! Oh, yeah! It's full Dr. Pepper!
With sweet blackberry flavor!
Dr. Pepper Blackberry, I'm obsessed with your succulent taste. Please marry me!
No! Marry me, or I'm gonna freak out!
Try new Dr. Pepper Blackberry.
It's a pepper thing!
College softball season is in full swing, and we're just the ones to talk about it. Join me, former Stanford Cardinal and award-winning broadcaster Jenna Becerra and Amanda Lorenz every week as we deliver the latest in college softball on the D1 Softball Podcast. We've got all the latest, whether it is in the circle or in the batter's box. We have interviews with coaches, players, and many more. We'll go through the week's top 25 poll and give our insights, as well as our plays, wins, and whiffs of the week. Let us get you in the know on all things college softball. Listen on d1softball.com and the Varsity Network app.
Third pitcher here in this third inning for the Blue Devils. It's Mark Hindy, a graduate transfer from William & Mary, a left-hander. Comes on for the 23rd time this year. He's 1-0 with an ERA below 3.5 in 27 innings, 34 strikeouts to 11 walks. Opponents just 198 off of the southpaw, who comes on in relief of Gabe Nard, who only got through a third of an inning, allowed 4 hits, 5 runs, all earned, a walk and a strikeout. Nard came on in relief of Owen Proksch, the Duke starter, who started the third inning, got charged with 6 earned runs. It's been my kind of afternoon thus far for the Duke pitching staffs. Battered by this Florida State offense. It's 11-2 Florida State by way of an 8 spot here in the third. 5 of those 8 runs have come with 2 outs. And Cal Fisher will stand on first after he was plunked on a 1-2 pitch by Nard.
For Duke, the most runs they've allowed in the last 28 games. Just kind of out of nowhere. You saw that Duke had the day off yesterday. You assumed that they'd get those guys, all 9 total pitchers they used in their game prior, a little more rest. Florida State has come out and been aggressive today.
6th time this year Duke's allowed 10 or more runs, but the last time, like you mentioned, Luke, March 29th against NC State. This has largely been a very good pitching staff. They had a very good April. In particular, the team ERA was below 3.5. Getting rocked today. First pitch to Drew Farreau. It's a foul straight back in on the hands, 0-1. Hindy appeared on Wednesday. He was the 6th of 8 relievers that Duke used. Went an inning and 2/3, a hit and a strikeout through 23 pitches. Turns 23 tomorrow. Awkward swing and a miss at an 82-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch from Hindy from Farreau. It's no balls and 2 strikes. 12th Seminole to bat this inning. Hindy doesn't bother with the man at first. Short kick delivery, swing and a miss, ball in the dirt. Tag applied. That was a productive appearance for Hindy. 3 strikes and out. The side is retired, but needless to say, the damage was done. 8 runs, 8 hits, highlighted by the Bailey home run and the Lodi's 2-run triple. We played 3 full. It's Florida State 11, Duke 2. Luke Hallett will take through the middle innings when we return here at the 2025 ACC Baseball Championship from Learfield.
Here's a fresh tip. 2's better than 1. It's why we shop Food Lion. They've got the items our family buys most, priced low every day, and they have weekly hot sales to save us even more. So the deals are
twice as nice.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude. Gets up when they fall down and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids dealing with unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness or disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Help us get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org. Team Impact. All in, all together.
Hey there. Guess who just found another way to save more money by switching to Food Lion private brand? And they have so many affordable items. Fajita nachos coming up. And my family loves it. That's all I need to hear.
Florida State grabbing control of this contest in the bottom of the third. It's 11-2 as we wind our way to the top of the 4th inning. Blue Devils hoping for a retort and a productive one at that. 12 hits so far for the Seminoles, 3 of them for Duke. Florida State tacking on 2 in the bottom of the first. Blue Devils were quick with an answer, 2 more in the top of the second inning, but then Florida State goes with another run in the second, and then that 8-spot crooked number in the third. So we wind our way to the top of the fourth inning. Still Jamie Arnold, southpaw on the mound for Florida State. So far, impressive work for Arnold. He struck out 4, he's walked 1, has allowed 2 earned runs. That's how they'll go down. But the reason that Duke scored those 2 runs was with 2 outs, a fly ball to center field. Max Williams was unable to find the ball in center. It dropped harmlessly a couple feet from him. It had to be ruled a base hit. 2 runs came around to score. So a bit of bad luck with the southpaw starter Jamie Arnold as he settles in from the third base side of the rubber. First pitch by Arnold is in low and outside for a ball. Bunch shown and taken back. It'll be Ben Rounds leading things off. Tyler Albright and then Macon Winslow. 5, 6, and 7 due up for Duke as they look to try and scratch and claw their way back into this game. A 1-0 pitch by Arnold. Gunned in a fastball, and that missed outside and a hair low. 2 balls and no strikes, 93 miles an hour for Arnold. As Rob Joyce had talked about, one of the top prospects in all of college baseball, and really all of baseball when you include the high school ranks, as Arnold plucks him on the shoulder. Ben Rounds will reach with a painful hit-by-pitch. So Duke gets the leadoff man aboard with the hit-by-pitch. Tyler Albright will walk to the dish next. Big things are expected from Arnold at the next level. So impressive with the second-best ERA in the ACC so far this year. So Ben Rounds at first. Nobody out, 1 on. Arnold to the plate, moving quickly. Whips in a strike at 85 miles an hour, hard of the plate. No balls and a strike to Tyler Albright. He singled and scored in the second inning. Right-hander hitter against the lefty starter Arnold. Arnold's pitch. Another offering that missed inside corner. Couldn't scrape that bottom part of the zone as well. Ball and a strike. Tap a home and a spin of the bat. Arnold's 1-1 pitch. A quarter check swing and a called strike. Hard of the plate with the off speed, 1-2. Climbing back in after a brief respite is Albright. Low swing of the bat, and he teeter-totters it on the shoulder. Arnold ready to go. His 1-2 missed above the letters. 86 miles an hour. Levels the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Winslow on deck. Murray now in the hole. Florida State grabs control with an 11-2 lead. 8 runs in the prior half inning as Arnold's next pitch missed inside and the count fills up. First game of the ACC Baseball Championship for Florida State. For Duke, they knocked off Pitt by a run yesterday as Arnold's subsequent pitch in there. A foul tip and strike back into the mitt. A strikeout of Albright. First out of the inning, still a runner at first. The Florida State Seminoles leading 11-2. Waltzing up will be Macon Winslow. Rounds still at first with the hit by pitch. Winslow walked and scored in the second inning. Again, that fly ball that was misplayed by Williams. They were earned runs for Jamie Arnold. Arnold, a quick glance at first. Here's a bouncer right back to Arnold. Thought about going to second. Instead, will make the only play to first for out number 2. Macon Winslow retired, moving up 90 feet is Ben Rounds. There's a runner at second. Florida State still with an impressive 11-2 lead, top of the fourth for Noah Murray. Murray had the 2 RBI double that drove in the couple of runs. Put double in air quotes, if you will, because that ball again was dropped in center field, but still drove in 2. However you can get them, any team will take them. Arnold to the plate. Whips in a pitch that missed below the kneecaps, hard of the plate for ball 1. Jake Berger waits on deck. Seminoles playing straightaway defense. Few clouds in the sky on a beautiful afternoon for baseball. Arnold again to the plate. Arnold again a miss. Low and inside, 2 ball count. Arnold taking his time for a moment, spins the rawhide in his left hand, and now comes set. Leg kick in the deal. This is tattooed out toward left center field. Giving chase for just a moment is Chase Williams. That ball's out of here, and the Blue Devils have a pulse. A 2-run blast from Noah Murray. They touch up Arnold once more. It's 11-4. Duke fighting as best they can with a mountain to climb. They hit a 2-run shot to draw closer.
That hit the roof of the restaurant beyond left field.
If you heard a dent or ding at the Tobacco Road restaurant, you know why. Ben Rounds came around to score. Noah Murray makes it an 11-4 game. Duke hanging tough with Jake Berger. 2 outs, nobody on. Trying to shake this one off. Fastball missed outside by Jamie Arnold. 1 ball and no strikes. He's thrown 66 pitches so far. Has been solid at times, but other times has lost his control as he again missed on the outside corner. 2 balls and no strikes. Started off easily enough for Jamie Arnold, mowing down the first 5 Blue Devils he saw and giving up a single, a walk, and then that 2 RBI double. Arnold gets a swing and a miss. Early to the party was Berger. Still 2 balls and a strike. Arnold, a long look in, brings the glove to the chin for a moment. It's in the next pitch, and that's a bouncer in front of the plate. 3 balls and a strike.
Needed just 11 pitches to get through the first, but he's a couple of pitches away from having 3 consecutive innings of at least 15 pitches.
There had been action in the Florida State bullpen. That has subsided, at least for the moment. Arnold's 3-1. Foul tip, just got a piece, skimmed it back to the backstop. The count fills up for the number 9 hitter, Jake Berger, the senior. Walked 48 times this year, an on-base percentage north of .420. Arnold looks in. Tall, lanky left-hander, winds and fires. It's a swing and a miss. Falling to a knee, coming up empty. Jake Berger strikes out, but not before Noah Murray sends one all the way to the Tobacco Road restaurant. Still Florida State with a lead, 11-4 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. This is the ACC Baseball Championship from Learfield.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletic season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
11-4, Florida State has the lead over the Duke Blue Devils. Bottom of the 4th inning, and a new pitcher on the mound for Duke. It was a quick inning. That's reliever used Hindi, and now coming on is Edward Hart. So for Hindi, 3 pitches and a strikeout. Hart coming on having last pitched against Pitt through a third of an inning, 5 pitches in total. His prior appearance against North Carolina, a third of an inning. He threw 6 pitches in that one. So he comes on as a reliever that has gone no more than an inning and a third this year, and threw that 4-out total against the Cal Golden Bears when he threw 21 pitches. We'll see just how long the leash will be for him. Making his 13th appearance of the season. He's thrown 8 2/3 total innings this year. He's struck out 6 and walked 2 and given up 4 total runs. Lefty, 6'5", 235 from San Antonio, Texas. A junior tries to come on and keep the momentum rolling for this Duke team that got a 2-run blast in the prior half inning from Noah Murray. Brought him within 7 runs, but have to start somewhere trying to overcome a 9-run deficit. Bottom third of the order. Chase Williams will lead things off. Brody Delamalier, then Jackson West for Link Jarrett, Florida State. His 3rd season as the skipper in Tallahassee, Link Jarrett, 94 grad of the Florida State Seminoles, former Notre Dame and UNCG head coach, went to the College World Series last year, their first in 5 years in Tallahassee. First pitch on the way, a grounder over to second base, routine play, beats him by a step. There's 1 up and 1 down in the Florida State 4th. Chase Williams retired. Delamalier, the freshman, with 11 extra base hits coming up next. Lamalier, a double and a run in the third. An 8-run Florida State third inning. Delivered what looked like at the time could be a knockout blow, but Duke hanging tough with that 2-run blast in the fourth. Edward Hart, tall lefty from the third base side of the rubber, delivers and gets a foul chopper third base line. Straightens out after it pinballs off one of the walls over into the Florida State dugout. To Lamalier, his average at 240, straight up and down stance in the right-hand batter's box against the southpaw Hart. He delivers. It's high and a bit outside as well. Levels the count at a ball and a strike. Defense at their normal playing positions, perhaps a little bit deeper for Berger in the second base hole. Left-hander winds, fires, and that's cracked over past the diving glove of Berger into right field. He was playing deep, but not deep enough. It's a base hit with one out for Lamalier and brings up Jackson West.
Well, Duke used 9 pitchers on Wednesday. This is pitcher number 4 today. Were you threatening that?
My math says that's 13 pitchers within a couple of games, and that's not a number you want to try and see reach 16, 17, 18.
This is a Duke pitching staff that's used to this. Last year they didn't have a starter reach the 6th inning.
Jackson West, lefty on lefty. First pitch, a called strike. Clips the top part of the zone at 89 miles an hour.
But yes, I'm sure that they were counting on their 2 starters this week, combining for more than 2 2/3 total innings.
That feels like a safe wager. Very small lead at first base. Hart pays no mind. Here's a potential double play. Bobbled for a moment by Clark at short. They'll throw wide of the first base bag. Can't get the out at second. And heading over to third base was the lead runner, Lamalier. Bit of a collision at first almost. And a messy play all around for Duke.
Yeah, that's about as worst case as it gets for the normally sure-handed Wallace Clark. He bobbled it, tried to take it himself to the bag, and got hurt, and threw the ball away. It's about as bad as it gets.
His throw was to the right field side of first base. So the catcher West, the number 9 hole hitter, will reach on the fielder's choice, and then an error will allow the lead runner Lamalier to reach third base. Is how that one will be scored.
Yeah, when he bobbled that, he was still 10 feet from the bag, and the second baseman Berger was there. So that's should have flipped it. Of course, we have the benefit of hindsight.
They're taking a look, and there's no doubt that
he never even touched the bag.
That's right. And he took a back of the elbow to that shoulder as well.
Yeah, on
the throwing arm.
On the follow-through. Lamalier, nothing nefarious. He was just coming up from his pop-up slide.
First pitch to Gage Harrelson is a called strike. Off speed at 78. Dots the low outside corner. Harrelson 1 for 2. Doubled and scored. Was also hit by a pitch. He has them on the corners. Seminoles leading by 7. Bottom of the fourth, 11-4. Edward Hart, quick glance at first. Eyes his target to the plate. This is smoked out towards left field, hanging high in the air. Rounds is under it, makes the catch, and this will drive in a run via the sacrifice fly. Florida State has an 8-run lead once more. It's 12-4. Lamalier scampering home. Jackson West will stay put at first base. Harrelson does his job. Seminoles get one of the runs back that they yielded to Duke in the road fourth. Alex Lodis will come up, player of the year in the Atlantic Coast Conference, as well as the defensive player of the year with a runner at first. 2 outs. Pitch to him, a called strike. 0-1 on a fastball at 90 miles an hour from Edward Hart. Tall and powerful left-handed pitcher. The black glove he holds at the chest plate. Comes set, glove at the shoulder, slowly sinks to the belt. His offering. Skied high in the air, foul territory, first base side. This one heading into the crowd. And a couple of fans can't make the catch. That's why you bring your glove to the ball game. 0-2 to the junior, winning .422 coming into this contest.
I don't need a glove. I got hands.
You got to have some strong hands to catch some of these balls, I'll tell you. 0-2. A quick check on the runner at first. Very small lead for Jackson West. Catcher making his 41st start of the year. Has reached base all 3 times. Hard again, checks it first, looks, uncoils the pitch. A check swing, Lodis on the appeal. They'll say he went around. A strikeout of the defensive player and player of the year in the ACC, and that retires the side. Florida State gets one back. They lead 12-4 as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Noles with an 8-run lead. This is the ACC Baseball Championship from Learfield.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. Sirius XM is your destination for all things college sports. And we've got you covered on Sirius XM College Sports Radio. There's complete coverage of every major conference, plus live games and 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of Sirius XM free. Subscribe now and see offer details at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 25.
From foul pole to foul pole, listen to the first weekend of the NCAA Division I Baseball Championship with the Regional Rundown Show. If you've ever wished for a radio version of NFL Red Zone but for college baseball, then allow us to put it on a tee for you.
Live on the Varsity Network app. Join our crew starting Friday, May 30th as we go game to game across the 16 regional sites. We'll have the live hometown radio call, highlights, scores, and reactions.
Dive head first into the Regional Rundown beginning Friday, May 30th, exclusively on the Varsity Network app.
Florida State with a 12-4 lead, top of the 5th inning. Duke getting 2 in the top of the 4th. Now in the road 5th inning, trying to claw back by any way possible. Jamie Arnold on for a 5th inning of work. He's allowed 4 earned runs so far, but struck out 6. He's on to try and continue the Florida State crusade. First game of this ACC Baseball Championship for the Seminoles. Duke knocking off Pitt in walk-off fashion their last contest after Pitt besting Louisville 13-11. Winner of this contest, which at the moment would be Florida State, would take on either North Carolina or Boston College. Winner of that game coming up at approximately 7 o'clock tonight. Final warm-up toss is getting in for Jamie Arnold. They throw down to second base. The lineup card turns over for Chris Pollard and Duke. Clark, Gracia, and Miller set to bat against the Southpaw starter Jamie Arnold. Seeing him for a 3rd time. Wallace Clark, 51 walks on the season, an on-base percentage at .468, the senior. Also with 14 doubles. Arnold's first pitch is tattooed into right field, heading back right over toward the track with just enough room. A one-handed grab by Harrelson in right field to get out number 1. So a long and loud out, but an out nonetheless.
He went after it very casually, so I thought it was gone, just given kind of how lackadaisical he looked. Instead, it was more of, I got it.
He had it the whole way.
Yeah, got it the whole way.
And that hasn't always been the case in the outfield today. As Arnold's first pitch is skipper to Gracia.
No, I mean, even right now, center fielder Max Williams has to put his glove up just to see the pitch.
Made it look easy, though. 1-0 sails outside. 2 balls and no strikes. As Arnold, his command is waxing and waning throughout his outing today. 13th start of the year and 13th appearance. That next pitch is walloped into center field for a base hit. 1 out knock on a 2-0 count. Gracia is on for the first time today. With 1 out, here comes Ben Miller.
It's now a 16-game hit streak for Gracia. He's reached safely in 27 in a row.
And that's the thing. This Duke team has the pieces. They have the offense to try and come back into this game. They've proven that they can do so. You look at the batting averages alone, plenty of them above 300, but can they get enough? Trailing by 8 runs already, and then can the pitching staff hold up their end of the bargain the rest of the way?
I mean, they're second amongst all power teams in the country in runs per game, 8.5. Second in just total home runs. First, lead the nation in walks.
Fourth best in the ACC in hits. You name it, they can do it, as that pitch is outside for ball one.
Here's asking to erase, 8-run deficit.
The casual 8-run deficit. Arnold leg kick in, the pitch. He gets a swing and a miss. And change up 1-1. Small lead at first for Gracia. 7 for 8 in stolen base attempts this year. No more to pace off the bag, and he dances around at first. 1-1 offering. That's smacked in the air right field. Heading over toward the corner and hooking foul and out of play. Harrelson a little more spirited in his chase on this occasion. Fresh rawhide delivered to Jamie Arnold. He toes the rubber, shaded ever so slightly towards the third base side. He comes set, glove at the shoulder. His pitch. A quarter check swing, he didn't go on a pitch too far inside. 2-2.
Have some stretching going on in the Florida State bullpen. A little vigor to it. Not too often when Jamie Arnold starts, you're warming up, even in the 5th inning.
2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Ben Miller bats the breeze. Jamie Arnold claims another strikeout victim, his 7th, and now there's 2 outs. Florida State still with a 12-4 lead in the top of the 5th for Jake Hyde. It's the second time that Ben Miller has struck out today. Hyde a strikeout victim once himself, 0-for-2, as he climbs into the left-hand batter's box, deep in said box. His back left foot on the chalk. Takes a strike outside corner at 84. 0-1 for the Georgetown transfer with 11 round trippers so far this year. 2 low and slow swings. Teeter-totters the bat on the left shoulder. Arnold to the plate. Got a piece through the Georgetown transfer and fouled it back, 0-2. Arnold steps back onto the mound. Dangles the baseball for a moment in his left arm. Looks at first. Moves to the plate. Soft chopper over to third base. Throw to first. A little low, but still there. Good pick out of the dirt made by Bailey at first. And Florida State able to work around a 1-out single. Gracia left stranded. Seminoles with an 8-run lead. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 12-4. FSU in front. This is the ACC Baseball Championship from Learfield.
Passion, the tradition, the rivalries. SiriusXM is your destination for all things college sports. And we've got you covered on SiriusXM College Sports Radio. There's complete coverage of every major conference, plus live games and 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of SiriusXM free. Subscribe now and see offer details at SiriusXM.com/collegesportsradio25.
From foul pole to foul pole, listen to the first weekend of the NCAA Division I Baseball Championship with the Regional Rundown Show. If you've ever wished for a radio version of NFL Red Zone but for college baseball, then allow us to put it on a tee for you.
Live on the Varsity Network app. Join our crew starting Friday, May 30th as we go game to game across the 16 regional sites. We'll have the live hometown radio call, highlights, scores, and reactions.
Dive head first into the Regional Rundown beginning Friday, May 30th, exclusively on the Varsity Network app.
Florida State with an 8-run lead, 12-4 in the bottom of the 5th inning. New pitcher on the mound for the Duke Blue Devils, Reed Easterly, comes in. Another lefty, this one 6 foot, 210 pounds. From Katy, Texas, Yale transfer. He was All-Ivy first team back in 2023. Coming on for the 33rd time so far this year, all of which have been out of the bullpen. He's thrown, though, 62 1/3 innings, struck out 57 and walked 16, a record at 8-2, an earned run average at 3.17. His job to quell the Florida State offense that has been explosive today. The Seminoles have scored in every inning so far, 2 in the first, 1 in the second, a whopping 8 in the third, and 1 more for good measure in the 4th frame. So his job is to put up that 0 if they can after the Duke Blue Devils go scoreless in the top of the 5th. Noles with 13 hits today, 5 of them for Duke, 2 errors for the Blue Devils, none for Florida State. Seminoles will go with the heart of the order with Max Williams, Miles Bailey, and Cal Fisher. Center fielder Williams has walked in the first inning, also had an RBI single in the third. Came around to score in that third frame as well. Staggered stance in the left-hand batter's box. Lefty on lefty. First pitch drilled up the middle. A base hit, worm burner. And Florida State picking up where they left off, trying to continue their trend of scoring at least 1 run in every inning. Williams is on. And here comes Miles Bailey. Bailey, the local product from Tallahassee, Florida. Driven in 44 so far this year. Also a lefty. 1 low swing. Bat remains stationary on his left shoulder. A quarter check swing on a pitch too high and inside. He didn't go. 1 ball count coming from Easterly. Easterly looks in. Southpaw winds and deals. This one again high and tight. Move the elbows out of the way. 2 ball count. Tethered to first for a moment was Max Williams. A small lead. Seminoles leading by 8. Don't expect them to run much, as here's a hot shot liner into the glove of Clark, who had shaded over towards second base. There's 1 out despite some hard contact. And Miles Bailey retired.
Second time today we said it, the shift works. Shortstop was lined up directly behind the second base bag. All he had to do was go about a half step to his right at him.
Those defensive alignments, they're not accidental. They know that where they're going to position their players, they want to try and play to those tendencies. And that's what they did there. Cal Fisher, a runner on and 1 out. Bouncer 6 inches in front of the plate. Good stab by Winslow. Make sure the runner doesn't advance. It's Williams at first. He retreats back to that first base bag. Fisher had 2 plate appearances in the third inning. He singled and scored and then walked. Pitch to him. Fastball inside corner called strike. 1-1. Drew Farrow waits on deck. Still a small lead at first as Easterly winds. His pitch another bouncer. A few inches in front of the plate. Skipped another one. 2-1. Florida State team, they have been explosive all season long on the offensive side. First in the ACC in average at .319, third in home runs. They've only added those totals here. And there's a whiff on a swing for Cal Fisher. He wins the count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fourth in on-base percentage as well. They don't draw as many walks as some of their counterparts, but what they lack in base on balls, they make up in several other categories. 2-2. Just got a foul tip and rifled it back to the screen. Count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Seminoles with a 12-4 lead, bottom of the 5th inning. The 8-run third, proving to be the knockout blow at the moment. Easterly, 2-2 pitch, wave and a miss. Got him on 1. Grazed some dirt, went low for it, couldn't find it, and there's 2 outs. First strikeout for Easterly. Drew Farrow comes up. He was a strikeout victim his last plate appearance in the third. Also drove in a run in the first. Still a runner on base. First pitch called strike at 87, top part of the zone. Defense playing at their normal depths. Easterly goes off speed and misses away and upstairs. Ball and a strike. Winner of this contest taking on North Carolina or Boston College. Game to follow. Expected to start at 7 p.m. Easterly taking his time, now fires a pitch, and it's a jam shot liner past the glove of Clark into center field. It rolls all the way to Gracia. Will only allow the lead runner West to get to second base, but some soft contact that gives Farrow another base hit.
this isn't a great matchup for Duke. As a pitching staff, they don't walk many people. Florida State strikes out a lot and doesn't walk a lot. So you're basically getting a team that likes to attack pitches, especially in the strike zone, and against a pitching staff that doesn't have an overmounting amount of power, but just throws a lot of strikes, so they're going to attack that.
They've done so early in counts today. Speaking of which, here's a swing and a fly ball, foul and out of play by Chase Williams. 2 outs, 2 on, first and second. An 0-1 count to Chase Williams, who's driven in 2, has scored and also singled. 7-hole hitter for Link Jarrett, Florida State. Seminoles had just 3 non-con losses all season as the next pitch, swing and a miss. He's tardy at 88 miles an hour. And Chase Williams in an 0-2 hole, and the Florida State Seminoles in danger of putting up their first 0 on the scoreboard of today's contest. Easterly rocks his 0-2. Just got a piece over to third. Grounder, and it'll be taken himself by Miller to the third base bag. Jackson West had no chance of beating him there. He acknowledged it, barely made the jaunt down to third. First goose egg of the game for Florida State. They still lead 12-4, though, as we go to the top of the 6th. This is the ACC Baseball Championship from Learfield.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletic season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Top of the 6th inning, Florida State with a commanding 8-run lead over the Duke Blue Devils. 12-4, FSU has the lead. However, Seminoles put up their first 0 of the contest in the last half inning. They scored 2 in the first, 1 in both the second and the fourth, and a staggering 8 runs in the third, en route to that 12-4 lead. It'll be Rounds, Albright, and Winslow due up for Chris Pollard and the Duke Blue Devils as they try and make something happen again against this Seminoles team that has been so solid throughout the year on the offensive side with their ace Jamie Arnold going for a 6th inning. Can they try and get to him another time? So Rounds, the left fielder, was hit by a pitch and scored in the 4th, part of that 2-run home run by Noah Murray. Straight up and down stance for Rounds in the left-hand batter's box. He takes a first pitch strike on the high outside corner. 84th pitch of the afternoon for Jamie Arnold. Came in with a 6-2 record, the second best ERA in the ACC. Next offering, it just missed outside, 1-1. There's been action in the bullpen for quite some time for Florida State. As a changeup inside corner hits just above the belt for Jamie Arnold. So we'll see how much longer they decide to throw their left-hander out there. He's thrown 86 pitches, his 87th on the way. Low and outside, the bouncer levels the count at 2-2.
He retired the first 5 in relatively short order, and you're sitting there going, oh, this is going to be a good Jamie Arnold day.
2-2 pitch. Just missed low and outside. Went off speed, 83 miles an hour.
Instead, he hasn't been, terrible. He's struck out 7 Blue Devils in 5+ innings. Just hasn't been sharp.
Payoff pitch, hit on a couple of hops, past the reaching glove of Farrow into right field. A leadoff base hit. Ben Rounds is on for the second time today, this time with a hit. You're right, he hasn't looked like a superstar, so to speak. He's looked somewhat mortal, if you want to put it that way.
I just wondered if you could maybe steal a couple more outs from him. I mean, the benefit of moving away from pool play for the top seeds, you're rewarded in that you basically just have a regular weekend. Whether you play, you might have, Thursday play and then Friday off, but for Florida State, this is a regular old weekend. This is Friday.
Missed on a fastball inside low. 1 ball and a strike to Tyler Albright. You can line everything up exactly as you normally would. That's a huge advantage if you're able to play into the quarterfinals round. One inside again. 2 balls and no strikes.
So it benefits your best teams, reward you for regular season success, whereas opposed to pool play where you were guaranteed you had to play 4 games. So come Sunday, Duke started a reliever last year.
Weak dribbler. It's a fair ball. Arnold going to yield to the catcher. West will have no play at first. They're at first and second for Duke, and a little trouble brewing for Florida State. It was a weak little dribbler down the third base line. Arnold was chasing. He was probably the first who might have had a crack at that baseball, but his body angle would have made it nearly impossible to throw to first. He gives it to West. West doesn't have a play. And now Duke, first and second, no one else, still trailing by 8 in the top of the 6th. Trying to claw back into this contest.
It's been the bottom of the order that's done the damage today. Albright is the 6th hitter. He has a hit. Winslow is the 7th hitter. He has a walk and a run scored. Of course, the 8-hitter Murray has all 4 RBIs. Yeah, you'd imagine this is it.
Meeting on the mound, infielders will come in, as will West, the catcher. And we'll see if this will be all for the lefty starter, Jamie Arnold. His line at the moment, 5+ innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, all of which have been earned. He has walked 1. He has struck out 7. He has thrown 92 pitches as well. Meeting continues on the mound. They may try and buy a last few moments, last couple minutes.
It's John Abraham, a freshman righty, who's set to come in.
Waiting for the call, and there is the call. And we're waiting for the home plate umpire, Mike Jarbo, to come to the mound. And we'll step aside. New pitcher coming in for Florida State. Seminoles, though, leading by 8. 2 runners on for Duke, first and second. Nobody out. It's 12-4 FSU. This is the ACC Baseball Championship from Learfield.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. Sirius XM is your destination for all things college sports. And we've got you covered on Sirius XM College Sports Radio. There's complete coverage of every major conference, plus live games and 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of Sirius XM free. Subscribe now and see offer details at SiriusXM.com/collegesportsradio25.
From foul pole to foul pole, listen to the first weekend of the NCAA Division I Baseball Championship with the Regional Rundown Show. If you've ever wished for a radio version of NFL Red Zone but for college baseball, then allow us to put it on a tee for you.
Live on the Varsity Network app. Join our crew starting Friday, May 30th as we go game to game across the 16 regional sites. We'll have the live hometown radio call, highlights, scores, and reactions.
Dive head first into the Regional Rundown beginning Friday, May 30th, exclusively on the Varsity Network app.
FSU with an 8-run lead, but Duke with runners at first and second, top of the 6th inning. Luke Allen, Rob Joyce with you here in Durham, North Carolina. Thanks so much for joining us. FSU has gone to the bullpen for the first time today. 6'3", 193 right-hander John Abraham comes on. The sophomore is on for the 45th time this year. He carries a 3-2 record, 4.55 ERA. That's 44 appearances in his career, rather. So he's on for the 20th time this year. He's thrown 31 innings, and so far has struck out 41 and walked 20. He's in a bit of a jam, though. You cannot close the book on the starter, Jamie Arnold, just yet. He is responsible for the runners at first and second, so Abraham comes on, trying to put out the fire in a way. The good news is he has the 8-run lead. He's going to try and pitch to his defense, perhaps, or blow a couple by the bats of Duke. He will get Macon Winslow. Noah Murray waits on deck. Murray, as Rob mentioned, with all 4 RBIs today for Duke. He finishes those final warm-up tosses. Sophomore from Tampa Bay, Florida. Inning began with a single from Ben Rounds, then the single from Albright, and that was enough to get the starter Jamie Arnold out of the game. Link Jarrett making the call. They go to one of their most trusted relievers on for the 20th time. Here comes Winslow, 11 doubles to his credit so far this year. Defense at their normal playing depths. Tampa home, a few twirls of the bat. Rests the iron on the right shoulder. Righty on righty. Tall reliever Abraham looks at second, goes to the plate, and whips in a ball inside part. The pitching for Florida State from their relievers, 8.78 earned run average. That's 14th in the ACC. Their starters have been the bread and butter so far. Can their bullpen maintain this 8-run advantage? Abraham's 1-0. There's a grounder over to second base. Could be two. Flip to the short. They get the one. They throw over to first, and they turn the double play. 4-6-3 in short order, erasing what could be a massive Duke inning. They do have the lead runner that gets over to third. That's Rounds, but now there's 2 outs for Noah Murray.
43rd double play turn this year by Florida State. Something underrated with the Seminoles. Yeah, they hit the snot out of the ball. Best defense in the ACC. One of the top 20 in the country.
It's such a big boon when you can trust your defense, and that's what Abraham was able to do there. DH Noah Murray, all 4 RBIs today. Stares at a fastball at his eyes outside part of the plate. Jake Berger waits on deck as Abraham, third base side of the rubber, shifts his lead left foot a couple times and comes set. His pitch, it's again high and outside. 2-0 with the changeup at 84. Pinch hitter coming in, it'll be Sam Harris, who's into bat at the DH spot. So Sam Harris making his first plate appearance of the contest, replacing Noah Murray. Lets one rip and fouls it back to the screen. Now 2-1.
Poor Noah Murray. Cruel game. What have you done for me lately, Noah?
Tough shoes to come into with those 4 RBIs, but Murray replaced in favor of the left-handed hitting pinch hitter. Next offering to him, low and outside, 3-1. Fastball at 94 and nearly spiked it.
Harris has been their usual DH for the latter half of the season.
Tall, somewhat lanky left-handed hitter. Bat rests on the shoulder. Abraham trying to slam the door on the Blue Devils' 6th inning. His pitch outside and high, and it's a 5-pitch walk there on the corners for Duke. Still 12-4. Florida State has the lead in the road 6th inning. That brings it to Jake Berger. Berger flew out in the 2nd inning. Strikeout in the 4th. 0 for 2 showing so far. Another lefty with a wide split stance. 23 adorned in Blue Devil blue on the back of the gray uniform. Abraham is offering a called strike. Found the outside corner this time, just below the belts. 0-1. Abraham looks in, not paying much mind to either runner. Small lead at first. Righty reliever's pitch, fastball high and outside. Ball on a strike to the number 9 hitter, Wallace Clark. That leadoff man waits on deck, 0 for 3 today. As Robin talked about, it's been the bottom of the order that has really been the productive part for Chris Pollard and Duke today. Ball on a strike, Abraham uncoils. He whips in a strike, 1-2 on a breaking ball that found the middle of the zone. FSU fans trying to will on their reliever Abraham. His 1-2. Slow one outside. Evens the count up at 2-2. A few taps at home and a low swing for Jake Berger. Abraham looking in, moving methodically. Just 4 seconds on the pitch clock remain. Abraham, 1 second. He gets it off. It's high and outside. Fastball at 94. Couldn't scrape the top outside corner, and it's full. Catcher West will spring up from his crouched position. A couple of hand signs to his infield. And they will move Farrow deep into that first and second base hole area. Playing further back is Bailey as well. This pitch fouled back. Weak dribbler that finds its way to the backstop. We'll do it over. Long look in for Abraham. Florida State leading 12-4. Full count, 2 on. The pitch just got a piece. First base side. It's bouncing foul. Might have taken 1 or 2 hops in fair territory before taking a right turn. Foul side of the chalk. Battle continues. Jake Berger. John Abraham, the freshman. Abraham a long look in. Eyes his target. His pitch. That's rifled past the diving glove into right field of the first baseman, Bailey. 1 run will come around to score for the Blue Devils, and Duke has tacked another one on. It's 12-5. Rounds coming around to score. Make that Albright coming around to score. The Blue Devils, in an extensive and lengthy at-bat, score their 5th run. Back to the top of the order in Wallace Clark. He's 0 for 3. All 3 of his plate appearances, though, against the lefty starter Jamie Arnold. Abraham still trying to slam the door with a 12-5 lead. Top of the 6th. First pitch at the eyes over the heart of the plate. Fastball missed, 1-0.
So that closes the book on Arnold. 5+ innings, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, the most he has allowed in a single start since he got touched up by Miami way back earlier this season in March.
1-0 pitch, low and outside, and with the changeup. And not what you expected today from Arnold, there's no doubt about it. Likely not the start he envisioned either.
Now he's still in line for the win.
You get 12 runs of run support, you're feeling like you can get that win somehow, and Florida State's in position to do so, but Duke refuses to go away. They're on the corners with 2 outs and a 2-0 count. Abraham's pitch. Fastball just off the outside corner. That didn't miss by much, and it's 3-0. A couple of calisthenics mock throws going on in the Florida State bullpen, but this is going to be Abraham's show. His 3-0. That missed outside, and it's a 4-pitch walk to load the bases. Wallace Clark doesn't need to lift the iron from the shoulder. Instead, he hands the onus to A.J. Gracia.
This is still a 7-run game, and they have, 10 outs to get. You feel comfortable. This is not the person you want up. A.J. Gracia, hottest hitter maybe in the entire conference, coming in, and I wouldn't be shocked if it wasn't the righty Abraham. They're going to try to at least steal a matchup lefty on lefty, because there's one swing of the bat away from this being a lot more interesting than it currently is.
And now there's some live throwing going on in the bullpen for Florida State. There's double action going on with 2 relievers getting warm, getting stretched out, and that's what this meeting on the mound could be. Try and buy some more time, and like you said, steal that matchup. If you can get 1 more out, make things a lot more palatable for the 7th inning.
I feel like this is the chance for Duke, right? That your best hitter up, with the bases loaded, and you're down 7. No further runs here. You feel like, all right, that's probably it. Base hit. You're feeling a little better. Plug a gap. We got ourselves a ball game.
The bases are loaded. There's 2 outs. It's 12-5. Florida State has the lead in the top of the 6th. First pitch to Gracia on the way. It gets through the wicket to the catcher West. Motoring home with no slide. And the Duke Blue Devils have tacked on another. Each and every runner will move up 90 feet. They're at second and third with 2 outs. It's 12-6.
Should be a pass ball. Might go down as a wild pitch because it may have hit the dirt, but that's a ball that Jackson West will feel like he needs to stop 100 times out of 100.
Second and third, a 1-0 count. 12-6. Florida State has the lead. Unable to slam the door on the Duke Blue Devils as that fastball glides out of the zone upstairs.
Officially a pass ball.
Looking in at Gracia, straight up and down stance, left-hand batter's box. Fastball, that missed away. 3-0. In danger of walking the bases loaded again. 7 consecutive balls from Abraham. This could be his final batter regardless. 3-0 count. Righty reliever, his pitch. Called strike. Just grazes the top outside corner.
I feel like this is almost certainly his last batter.
Action ramping up with plenty of intensity on the Florida State side. 3-1. Offering. High and outside. Misfires a fastball. The bases are loaded once more. And Florida State may be in line for a pitching change as Abraham spikes the rosin bag. So base on balls to Gracia. Berger at third, Clark at second, Gracia at first. Remaining in the game is Abraham, the number 3 hitter, Ben Miller. And now here comes a slow walkout from West, the catcher.
I was about to say, there's little to no chance they were going to let this continue. But not without the usual gamesmanship.
Trying to buy some time for that bullpen, as we've seen throughout the college baseball
Looks like
game
it'll be
throughout this tournament.
Joe Charles, senior right-hander with a lot of experience. You'd imagine it'd be him in this suddenly high-leverage situation.
Mike Jarbo coming out and having a word with both Abraham and the catcher West. West is going to slowly waltz back behind home plate. Base is still loaded. Florida State with a 12-6 lead. Top of the 6th inning. Duke has scored 2 and now 3 innings. The 2nd, the 4th, and so far, the 6th. And now here comes what will be the official hook for Abraham. As Link Jarrett, who's going to make the call, buying as much time as he possibly can for his bullpen. The bases are loaded, there's 2 away, and Florida State will make another pitching change in this frame. It began with Jamie Arnold. They went then with John Abraham, the freshman right-hander. And now Joe Charles, as Rob said, will come into this contest. The senior right-hander, more on him in a moment. Florida State with a 12-6 lead, but Duke has the bases loaded, top of the 6th with 2 outs. This is the ACC Baseball Championship from Learfield.
Here's a fresh tip. 2's better than 1. It's why we shop Food Lion. They've got the items our family buys most, priced low every day, and they have weekly hot sales to save us even more. So the deals are
twice as nice.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude. Gets up when they fall down and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids dealing with unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness or disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Help us get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org. Team Impact. All in, all together.
Hey there. Guess who just found another way to save more money by switching to Food Lion private brand? And they have so many affordable items. Fajita nachos coming up. And my family loves it. That's all I need to hear.
Third pitcher of the inning for Florida State. Seminoles have staked themselves to a 12-6 lead, with Duke has the bases loaded. In the top of the 6th inning, Joe Charles, redshirt senior from Celebration, Florida. Tall and powerful, 6'4", 219-pound right-hander. Transfer from North Carolina. 3 appearances with the Tar Heels back in 2020. He needs to, in a high-leverage situation, get it out by any means necessary. John Abraham was unable to do so. Now Joe Charles, he of the 4.39 ERA in 17 appearances, 26 and 2/3 innings. Struck out 37. He needs to get that out if you're Florida State. And if you're Duke, you've shown signs of fight and signs of life throughout this game. Can you put one in the gap, put one in play, and make something happen? Charles finishing up the warm-up tosses. Cannot close the book on John Abraham just yet. He is responsible for all 3 runners on base. Abraham so far 2/3 of an inning, though 1 hit, 3 walks. He threw 24 pitches in total.
Just 8 strikes.
33% strike rate is not going to get it done more times than not. Ben Miller, the 8th Blue Devil to reach the dish. 1 for 3 today with a single. Came in with a .326 average. 18 long balls on the year for the number 3 hitter, ACC first team this year at the hot corner. Bases are loaded. First pitch by Charles nearly hit him on the top inside corner of the right-handed hitting Ben Miller. 1-0 count, Charles. First base side of the rubber, his pitch. That's lobbed in the air, first base side out of play. Sharply hit. Charles wearing number 40, already with a dirt stain around the right thigh area. He looks in, dangles the right throwing arm, pumps the glove once. Keeps it at the shoulder. His pitch, gunned in for a strike, 94-mile-an-hour fastball, 1-2. Trying to maneuver his way out of a bases-loaded jam. 2 outs. Florida State leading by 6. Top of the 6th. Charles, his pitch. Swing and a miss. A big strikeout in relief for Charles, and Duke leaves him loaded. Florida State nursing a 6-run lead, 12-6, as we go to the bottom of the 6th. This is the ACC Baseball Championship from Learfield.
I can't wait to meet her. Oh my gosh.
Put your hands together for new Dr. Pepper Blackberry and Dr. Pepper Blackberry Zero Sugar.
There she is! Woohoo! Yeah! It's full Dr. Pepper!
With sweet blackberry flavor!
Dr. Pepper Blackberry, I'm obsessed with your succulent taste. Please marry me!
No! Marry me! Marry me, or I'm gonna freak out!
Try new Dr. Pepper Blackberry.
It's a pepper thing!
College softball season is in full swing, and we're just the ones to talk about it. Join me, former Stanford Cardinal and award-winning broadcaster Jenna Becerra and Amanda Lorenz every week as we deliver the latest in college softball on the D1 Softball Podcast. We've got all the latest, whether it is in the circle or in the batter's box. We have interviews with coaches, players, and many more. We'll go through the week's top 25 poll and give our insights, as well as our plays, wins, and whiffs of the week. Let us get you in the know on all things college softball. Listen on D1Softball.com and the Varsity Network app.
Duke leaves the bases loaded in the top of the 6th. They do get 2 runs, though. It's 12-6. Florida State has the lead. Home 6th inning on the way. Florida State with 15 hits, no errors. 8 hits and 2 errors for the Duke Blue Devils today. Reed Easterly on for another inning of relief for Chris Pollard and the Duke Blue Devils. 8, 9, and 1 due up for Florida State. Brody DeLamielleure, Jackson West, and Gage Harrelson set to hit. DeLamielleure has scored twice today, also has doubled and singled. He climbs into the right-hand batter's box. One wand of the bat. First pitch to him, a called strike. Just over the inside part of the plate of the belt. 0-1, winner of this contest will get either North Carolina or Boston College in the semifinals, this being the penultimate game of the quarterfinal round. His pitch is hoisted out of play, sharply first base side, over the stadium and over the roof. Delamelier came in hitting just .234. 11 extra base hits. But has made his mark today, as have many of his Florida State compatriots, and he does so again here. Smokes it up the middle for a base hit.
Only had one clean half inning. That was top of the first.
Almost had it at the top of the second, like we've talked about with Jamie Arnold. Went 5 up and 5 down to start, and then Duke able to put a charge into a couple baseballs. Got one that wasn't cleanly caught in center. Jackson West. Lefty on lefty, shows a bunt. Pokes it down the first base line. Going to be a tough play. Fielded by Hyde at first. He makes the tag and makes the out. He was hustling to try and make that play like he was playing two-hand touch football for a moment. Kind of put both of his hands and arms out, extended, made contact, and was able to get the out.
If he was a little bit faster, maybe. But, he has to have 3 stolen bases this year, but he's a catcher. Generally speaking, there's more fleet-of-foot players.
That's high and at the eyes, lips out of the glove of Winslow, and heading down to third base will be Delamelier. And not often are catchers needed for their plus speed. That's a very fair point.
But the sac bunt worked. Suddenly, wild pitch. Got a runner at third, 1 out.
Gage Harrelson and a 1-0 count. Another one that's at the eyes. 2 balls and no strikes on a fastball that's a misfire. Harrelson has been busy already with 4 plate appearances. Has scored, also driven in a run with the sacrifice fly. Next one to Harrelson. Dives low and inside. 3-ball count. There's been plenty of offense throughout this ACC Baseball Championship. Pittsburgh beating Louisville 13-11. Cal beating Wake Forest 14-12. Was that's at the letters? Just scrapes the top part of the zone, heart of the plate. 3-1. Like you said, there's been very few 1-2-3 innings, of course, in this game, but it's felt like that throughout the tournament. 3-1. It's fouled back. Hits the screen hard. 3-2.
We haven't had any bad weather at the end of game times for some of these. What, Tuesday you were here till what?
That's right. At least 1:30, 1:45 in that range. This is golfed into left field. That'll drop for a base hit and drive in a run. Florida State grabs 1 run back. It's 13-6 on an RBI from Gage Harrelson.
I got a text from our colleague Dan Court sometime around, I think it was 2:30 Wednesday morning. Technically Thursday morning.
That's right.
I was worried. I thought something had happened to someone because, I don't get texts at 2:30 in the morning. And,
no.
He was awake after last game with Boston College, Virginia.
What was the text is my follow-up question at that point.
ACC After Dark.
No. First pitch just above the FS logo for ball 1. At 2:30, you're not expecting any text messages. You might have woken you up, something like that. Like I'm in a cold sweat. 1-0 pitch, clubbed on the ground over to third. Around the horn, they go to second base. Relay throw to first is off target. Right field side of first. We'll see how they score that one. Could be an error coming from Berger at second base. Blue Devils do get 1 out, but the inning will continue.
Probably goes down as the fielder's choice, but yeah, that's a good throw. That's he's beaten by a good step and a half. Because they didn't get the 1 out, and he didn't advance any bases.
Max Williams, center fielder. As Lodi stands at first base. Here's a towering fly ball into left field. Park will hold it with a jump. He makes the catch, does rounds. And that retires Duke. Retires Florida State for Duke. It's 13-6. Seminoles have the lead. They tack on 1 more run for insurance purposes. Rob Joyce takes you the rest of the way after this timeout. This is the ACC Baseball Championship from Learfield.
I can't wait to meet her. Oh my gosh.
Put your hands together for new Dr. Pepper Blackberry and Dr. Pepper Blackberry Zero Sugar.
There she is! Woo-hoo! Pepper Blackberry. I'm obsessed with your succulent taste. Please marry me.
No! Marry me, or I'm gonna freak out!
Try new Dr. Pepper Blackberry.
It's a pepper thing!
College softball season is in full swing, and we're just the ones to talk about it. Join me, former Stanford Cardinal and award-winning broadcaster Jenna Becerra and Amanda Lorenz every week as we deliver the latest in college softball on the D1 Softball Podcast. We've got all the latest, whether it is in the circle or in the batter's box. We have interviews with coaches, players, and many more. We'll go through the week's top 25 poll and give our insights, as well as our plays, wins, and whiffs of the week. Let us get you in the know on all things college softball. Listen on d1softball.com and the Varsity Network app.
Top of the 7th, Florida State tacking on some insurance, leads Duke 13-6, 13 runs, 17 hits, no errors, 8 left on for the Seminoles. Duke with 6 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors, and 6 left on. Blue Devils left them loaded, did score a couple of runs in the 6th, but had the bases loaded down 6, and you feel like it's not adding more to that. Could have proved to be detrimental in this comeback effort, especially as Florida State has scored in 5 of its first 6 innings. Joe Charles got out of that bases loaded jam with a 4-pitch strikeout of Ben Miller. He's back out there for his first full inning of work. Look at the 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for the Blue Devils. Jake Hyde, the first baseman today, is 0 for 3, a line out to the second baseman, a strikeout, and a ground out to third for the left-hander. First pitch, strike 1. Charles, a redshirt senior, really only his second full year pitching in college. Sharp ground ball, first base side foul. Look out, first base coach Eric Tyler. Started his career at North Carolina in 4 years in Chapel Hill. Or 2 years in Chapel Hill, and his first 2 years in Tallahassee made just 7 appearances as he kept battling injuries. Then last year came on, made 30 appearances. The 0-2 way up and away. And then this year he's been a mainstay out of the bullpen. 2020, of course, wiped out because of COVID. 2021 had a lower body injury. In 2022 had Tommy John surgery. Here's a ball lofted high into left field, playable. Chase Williams drifts to his right. Camps squeezes for the first out. The sun is still very much a factor for the outfielders. Not so much for the left fielders, but for the center fielder, we saw Max Williams just straight up lose a routine fly ball that led to Duke's first 2 runs. The right fielder. And not really any of the infielders, again, unless it's a ball in the air. Any ground balls or throws from the left side should be playable, at least for right now. First pitch to Ben Rounds. He's taken for strike 1 at the knees. Rounds 1 for 2, single, and a run of the 6th. Hit by a pitch and scored in the 4th. Also struck out looking. Again, starter Jamie Arnold in line for the win, though he wasn't the sharpest today. The 0-1 way up and outside. Charles, a 2-pitch repertoire. Fastball, low to mid-90s, and a slider. That was a fastball that got away from him. Working quickly out of the windup. Here's a chopper to third. Gloved by Fisher. Guns across. Got him. Joe Charles, very smooth operator out of the bullpen. He's faced 3 Blue Devils. He's retired 3 Blue Devils. 2 outs here on the top of the 7th. The goal here, you'd imagine, to be up 7 with now 7 outs to get. Throw strikes. Let him put the ball in play. You have ACC's best defense behind you. Don't let Duke back into it. At least by way of walks. Here's Tyler Albright. First pitch swinging. Strike 1. Albright today has singled twice, once to right field, and then last time up, basically a swinging bunt about 15 feet to the third base side of home plate, and it was enough. There's a looping breaking ball at 78 miles an hour that fooled Albright. Might have fooled the catcher, Jackson West. He dropped it, but it's a called strike 2 anyways. 13-6, FSU, top 7. Winner gets North Carolina or Boston College. Those 2 will start tentatively for 7 o'clock. The 0-2, fastball down and away. Albright thought about it. Chose not to. FSU this year bookended its ACC regular season with the Eagles and Heels. Swept BC and then just lost 2 out of 3 to UNC last weekend. 0-2 is a breaking ball, nearly hit Albright. It's 2-2 the count. Duke this year should make a crazy comeback. Did not play the Eagles this year and then lost 2 out of 3 to North Carolina. Charles out of the windup. Short compact delivery, the 1-2. Again inside. Slider. He was walking towards the dugout. I don't know if he thought it was strike 3 or if that's just where his momentum took him. It looked to be well inside, and the count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Albright, a Greensboro kid. 45 minutes west of here. The 3-2 is a ground ball to third. Gobbled up by Fisher. Again, across the diamonds in time, and the side is retired in order. Just our second 1-2-3 inning of the ball game. Stretch time here in Durham, and it's all Seminoles. 13-6, FSU leads Duke here at the 2025 ACC Baseball Championship from Learfield.
Here's a fresh tip. 2's better than 1. It's why we shop Food Lion. They've got the items our family buys most, priced low every day, and they have weekly hot sales to save us even more. So the deals are
twice as nice.
A true teammate takes on every day with a winner's attitude. Gets up when they fall down and leaves it all on the field. There's a group of teammates who do all these things every single day. But they're more than your typical athlete. They're kids dealing with unthinkable medical circumstances. Team Impact matches children facing serious illness or disability with college sports teams, creating a long-term, life-changing experience for everyone involved. Help us get all kids in the game. Visit teamimpact.org. Team Impact. All in, all together.
Hey there. Guess who just found another way to save more money by switching to Food Lion private brand? And they have so many affordable items. Fajita nachos coming up. And my family loves it. That's all I need to hear.
The 6th Duke pitcher of the afternoon is Ryan Calvert. A right-hander, a 6'5 grad student, big guy, 6'5", 240, transferring in from UNCW on the year, making his 25th appearance, all out of the bullpen. 3-0 in ERA of 5. He's pitched 32 innings. He's walked only 90. He's struck out 29. This is his first appearance this week. Of all the Duke arms that have thrown this week, Calvert is not one of them. A fastball, low to high 80s, low 90s, slider, and a curve. After starter Owen Brooks went just the first 2 1/3. FSU put up an 8 spot in the 3rd inning. That saw 3 Duke pitchers. Brooks and Nard were credited with most of the damage. Nard just a third of an inning, 4 hits, 5 earned runs, and then Mark Hindy cleaned things up and got the final out of the inning. An inning for Edward Hart allowed an unearned run, and then 2 innings of work, earned run allowed by Reed Easterly. Calvert occasionally started at UNCW in his 3 years there. Fifth-year graduate student, redshirted in 2022. He was injured. And he will get the red-hot Miles Bailey, who was 3 for 4 today. RBI single on a little flare with the bases loaded to open the scoring in the first. Singled and scored in the 3rd, and then a 2-run, 422-foot blast in the 3rd. First pitch to him is down and away for ball 1. Bailey's heating up. 6 for his last 11 in the last 3 games now, including today for the imposing left-hander. Change up at 80 miles an hour in the dirt, 2-0. The big thing for Bailey, this is someone who comes in, he's 4th in the ACC in strikeouts. He's striking out in 40% of his plate appearances. The 2-0 is up and away, 3-0. However, he has tied a season high coming in. He has not struck out in his last 3 games. And today would be game number 4 in a row. So he has not struck out in his last 14 at-bats. That'd be a season high. 3-0. Swing and a miss. Got the green light at 3-0. And waved through a 90-mile-an-hour offering from Calvert. Calvert works exclusively out of the stretch. The pitch. Swing and a drive. Deep to right field. Forget about it. An absolute bomb that clears the stands. The second of the day for Miles Bailey. And it's 14-6 Seminoles. His first one went 422. This one went 468. Well, he got the green light at 3-0. Missed it. Your usual 3-1. Yeah, I'd say you got contact on it. No, fastball belt high over the middle. Longest home run we've seen this week by a good 40 feet. Dalton Wentz hit a 425-foot shot to right for Wake Forest on Wednesday. Cleared that and then some. So here's Cal Fisher, the third baseman. First pitch to him, gets away. It's up and in, ball one. When you're 6'4", 257 pounds and get a belt-high fastball in the low 90s, you're not going to miss that too often. Here's a line shot foul, left field side off the netting by the far end of the FSU bullpen. It's a ball and a strike to Cal Fisher. Second, third home run game of the year for Miles Bailey. Did it in late March against Notre Dame and did it in early March against North Florida. Albus Lodice's old school. Fisher's extended his hits on-base streak to 18 games. Now his hits in 17 of 18. With a hit today. The righty awaits the 1-1. And it plunked him for the second time. He gets hit. The first one got him up in the numbers. Second one got him right in the derriere. And he will waltz on down to first. Still nobody out here in the seventh, and now we're in a situation. FSU is up 8 here in the bottom of the seventh. The run rule is 10. So if it were to get there, technically the game-ending run is at the plate in the form of Drew Farreau. First pitch to the lefty is low, ball one. Farreau today, a couple of singles. Also an RBI fielder's choice and a strikeout. Second Farreau to play for Florida State baseball. So here's a little chopper towards the on-deck circle. Trickles in front of the Duke dugout first base side, 1-1. His brother Adam plays in the minor league system for formerly the Red Sox, now the Brewers. Transfer from UCF, his second year in Tallahassee. The 1-1 is a bouncer in the dirt. 2-1 over at first base. Cal Fisher's not looking to go anywhere. He's not attempted a stolen base yet this year. He's 0 for 1 in his career, and his team's up 8 here in the 7th inning.
Hey, Red Plyo!
James Talon warming for Duke. One of their better relievers. 2-1 outside, 3-1 the count. Talon actually got his only career start last year in the ACC title game against these Blue Devils. Calvert working quickly out of the stretch. Comes, toes a little bit towards the third base side with the front foot. Gets a wave and a miss from Farreau at the 84-mile-an-hour offering, and the count goes full. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, an 8 spot in the third, and then runs in the 4th, 6th, and 1 so far in the 7th. It's the Florida State offense. The runner goes, swing and a miss. Pitch on, throw on down to second is in time. Cal Fisher is, again, 0 for 1 in his career in stolen bases. He's now 0 for 2. They'll strike him out, throw him out, and just like that, there's 2 outs here in the 7th. He was out by a good 5 feet. So there's the bases for Chase Williams. 1 for 4 today, 2-run single in that third inning, and I believe that will be his day. The lefty Williams is up, and James Talon is a lefty if they are looking for such things here, down 8 in the 7th inning. And frankly, you wonder how much of this is Duke's just making sure guys get work. technically was credited with the win on Wednesday through 13 pitches against Pitt, and he'll make his second appearance here of the week. So we'll take a timeout. 2 outs, bottom 7, bases empty now, but the second home run of the day from Miles Bailey makes it FSU 14, Duke 6 here at the 2025 ACC Baseball Championship from Layfield.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletic season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
19th appearance this year for James Talon, who's 1-2 with an ERA just over 4. He's worked 30 innings, struck out 40, as he becomes the 3-6-7th Duke pitcher of the afternoon. As the Seminoles have led just about the entire way. Scored twice in the bottom of the first. Duke scored twice in the top of the second. FSU responded with a solo home run from Jackson West in the bottom half, and well, led ever since. Bases empty, 2 outs. Talon appeared on Wednesday. Pitched the final inning, top of the 9th, struck out 2 through 13 pitches, and then was credited with the win as Duke came from behind a walk-off Pitt by a final of 4-3. Mentioned it before, Talon got his first career start last year against FSU in the ACC championship game with the first 3 innings, allowed 2 earned runs, took a no decision in the Duke 16-4 victory. Here it's a 14-6 deficit with 2 outs in the 7th. Chase Williams, the batter, first pitch to the left fielder, is inside for ball 1. Talon had an excellent freshman year. He was an all-ACC second-teamer. Last year he battled a hip injury, and he pitched through it, but his numbers were way down. This year they're better. Williams fouls the 1-0 straight back. Talon is long and lean. He's 6'5", 195 pounds. Comes at you from a kind of sidearm slot. The 1-1 is a chopper towards second. Hoovered by Berger, flips to first in time for the side retired, but not before Miles Bailey hammers his second home run of the day, makes it 14-6 FSU. Duke coming to bat here on the top of the 8th when we return at the 2025 ACC Baseball Championship from Learfield.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. Sirius XM is your destination for all things college sports. And we've got you covered on Sirius XM College Sports Radio. There's complete coverage of every major conference, plus live games and 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of Sirius XM free. Subscribe now and see offer details at SiriusXM.com/collegesportsradio25.
From foul pole to foul pole, listen to the first weekend of the NCAA Division I Baseball Championship with the Regional Rundown Show. If you've ever wished for a radio version of NFL Red Zone but for college baseball, then allow us to put it on a tee for you.
Live on the Varsity Network app. Join our crew starting Friday, May 30th as we go game to game across the 16 regional sites. We'll have the live hometown radio call, highlights, scores, and reactions.
Dive head first into the Regional Rundown beginning Friday, May 30th, exclusively on the Varsity Network app.
Top of the 8th, Florida State 6 outs away from a spot in the ACC Championship semifinals. All over Duke in a rematch of last year's championship game, 14-6. First semifinal tomorrow will be at 1 o'clock. We already know the participants. Georgia Tech, the 1 seed, hit 7 home runs in a romp over Cal yesterday, and then Clemson outlasted 4 seed NC State in a very well-played baseball game, 5-4. So Jackets and Tigers in game 1 tomorrow. Again, under this new format. 4 games Tuesday for the first round, single elimination. 4 games in Wednesday's second round, and then they split the quarters. Top half of the bracket plays on Thursday. The bottom half of the bracket plays on Friday. Semi-Saturday championship Sunday at noon. Andrew Yu will pinch hit for Macon Winslow. He takes it low for ball 1. Yu's a senior from Nashville. He's making his 30th appearance. He's made 19 starts, 273 the average, 5 homers, 11 driven in. Stares at strike 2. Joe Charles is back out there. He's gone multiple innings more often than not in his relief appearances. Case in point, he threw 44 pitches just last week against North Carolina in an inning in the 3rd. The 0-2 is pop up first base side. It'll reach the seats, twisting foul. Do it again. You pinch hit on Wednesday, went 0 for 1 against Pitt. He's a catcher, so he'll stay in to catch. Just been stuck behind some talent. Of course, Alex Stone was the main Duke catcher for a couple of years. The 0-2, he's in the dirt, strike 3, swinging. They'll have to complete the 2-3. Put out West to Bailey, and there's 1 out. Second K for Charleston's coming on. There's Sam Harris, the pinch hitter. Stays in as the designated hitter. Had 6 RBIs in the second game against Georgia Tech last weekend. Had a 3-run home run and a 3-run double. One of the highlights of his season, as was the walk-off grand slam he hit with 2 outs in the 9th inning against Campbell. April 9th. Letter high fastball. Fans on 0-1. Here's the 0-1, same result. Fastball. Swung at, missed. 0-2. Duke does call this place the DBAP home in the regular season from time to time, but the upgrades to Jack Coombs Stadium make for a significant upgrade for a program that's really come from the depths. It's become a mainstay. The top half of the ACC. 0-2 just missed it. Ball and 2 strikes. We're in phase 2 of that 3 phases, I believe. The 1-2 swing and a miss, ball in the dirt. No tag needed this time, though. It's very quickly 2 up, 2 down here in the top half of the 8th inning.
You know, Chris Pollard has done and built this program into the winningest coach in Duke history. They've made 6 postseason appearances. I mean, this team is a model of consistency now, and you have to credit what he's done in his tenure.
All right, now everyone makes the tournament starting this year, but making the ACC tournament times was a goal, let alone, you know, it ended that long NCAA tournament drought back in 2018. Made the Super Regionals in 2019 and 2018. Made it again in 23. Just hadn't quite cracked that nut to get back to Omaha. 0-1 to Jake Berger, the second baseman. There's a strike 2. Quickly, no balls, 2 strikes. Joe Charles is not messing around. Quickly, working efficiently. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. Bounced off home plate. A ball and 2 strikes. Innings-wise, the long this year is 3 innings. Came all the way back on March 25th for Joe Charles. This would be 2 1/3 if he can complete this strikeout, or this at-bat. 2-1 outside. Going to strike out the side as he's retired all 6 batters he's faced. Berger 1 for 3 today, the 9-hitter. Wide stance. Here's the 2-2. Sharp ground ball. Look out, the Duke dugout. Grass scorcher. Made folks react. Shadows starting to creep beyond home plate towards the pitcher's mound. The 2-2 is ripped into center field, but playable right at Max Williams. Drifts to his left, makes the catch with the eyes to retire the side. 7 up, 7 down for Joe Charles in relief. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Florida State, one last chance to add some insurance, up 14-6 on Duke here at the 2025 ACC Baseball Championship from Learfield.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletic season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Finish things off in the bottom of the seventh, so he's back out there for the bottom of the eighth. Get the bottom of the FSU order due up as the Seminoles trying to move on to semifinal Saturday. Andrew Yu will stay in the game to catch. So Macon Winslow's day is done. Florida State seeks its 9th ACC Tournament Championship, last in 2018. Won in extras that year, went back-to-back, won 2017 in Louisville. Won in 2018 here in Durham. Delamelier, first pitch, outside ball one. Delamelier, nice day. 3 for 4, RBI double in the third. Singleton scored in the fourth. Singleton scored in the sixth. Takes strike one. Just even up the count. Ball and a strike. James Talon. High leg kick. Swing and a miss. Slider 83. 1-2. A lot of the wind has come out of the sails of this game since Duke had the bases loaded, 2 outs. They were down 6, but their best hitter, Gracio, was up, thinking, all right, plug a gap, dare you say, grand slam. Got ourselves a ball game. Instead, he grounds out, swing and a miss, strike 3. Talon second, K1 away, and largely kind of moved right along here. Joe Charles came in and put out that fire in the 6th. Retired all 7 Blue Devils he has faced, even FSU. Scored a run in the 6th, had the leadoff home run in the 7th, and went down quietly. Here's Jackson West, hit his 2nd home run of the year, opposite field. Scraped over the yellow line in left center, just to the right of the Blue Monster. Off the scoreboard, it actually reached the field of play, so not quite sure if it was a home run at first, but they all count the same, right? He's down, no balls, no strike. And then he wears one on the hand.
And he's lucky that one didn't hit him flush on the hand. It kind of grazed what looked like the outside.
The 4th hit batter.
It hasn't always been the cleanest game control-wise today, but lucky that didn't hit him flush.
Oh, back to the top of the order once again. 6th at-bat coming for Gage Harrelson. 6 plate appearances, I should say, because he's technically 2 for 3. He's reached in 3 of his 5 plate appearances. First pitch, big cut and a miss, 0-1. Hit by a pitch and scored the first. Double to left in the second. Struck out looking at an RBI sac fly and an RBI single. 0-1. Looks like strike 2 at 93 from Talon. Move of the 9th, Blue Devils, top of the order. Clark, Gracia, Miller are the scheduled hitters. Now with 2 strikes, the shift is on. The third baseman, Miller, is playing to the right of the second base bag. The shortstop, Clark, stays. 2 outside. And the only reason I know that Duke doesn't have the numbers on the front of the jerseys, but you see the mustache of Miller in the second base double play depth position as Harrelson waves. Just gets a piece of that bat on the ball. The 1-2 to stay alive, foul it straight back.
They flashed that mustache on the screen with his picture, and that is first team all-conference material.
All-American.
I would agree. Oh, yeah.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss. 93 miles an hour. 3 Ks and 4 at-bats in relief for Talon. There's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th.
You don't get a little lip lettuce like that for nothing. That's impressive stuff. First team All-American.
I can't.
And neither can I.
I tried during COVID to grow it out, and after like 6 weeks, I'm just looking scraggly and went, we're done here. First pitch to Alex Lodis is up and away, ball 1. ACC Player of the Year, 2-run triple in the 3rd, also singled in the 1st. 2-hit day for number 1. Stares at strike 1. Now, with a 9-game hit streak, he's reached safely in 16 straight games. His average has actually dropped in the last 5 games, where he had 5 straight 1-hit games as a slider in the dirt he goes chasing. Try to pull out the 9-iron and golf it. He's down 1-2. So 5 straight 1-hit games means when you're hitting 441, it drops down a little bit to 422. That is still tops amongst Power Conference players, 6th nationally. He's 11th nationally and climbing. He now has 89 hits this year. The 1-2 is above the letters. A highlight, he hit for the cycle on March 25th against Jacksonville. Had a walk-off game-ending grand slam to complete the cycle. It's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Tidy work from James Talon. Works around a 1-out hit by pitch. So we'll head to the top of the 9th. Florida State 3 outs away from going on to Saturday. 14-6 FSU. Going for the win when we return here at the 2025 ACC Baseball Championship from Learfield.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. Sirius XM is your destination for all things college sports. And we've got you covered on Sirius XM College Sports Radio. There's complete coverage of every major conference, plus live games and 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of Sirius XM free. Subscribe now and see offer details at SiriusXM.com/collegesportsradio25.
From foul pole to foul pole, listen to the first weekend of the NCAA Division I Baseball Championship with the Regional Rundown Show. If you've ever wished for a radio version of NFL Red Zone, but for college baseball, then allow us to put it on a tee for you.
Live on the Varsity Network app. Join our crew starting Friday, May 30th as we go game to game across the 16 regional sites. We'll have the live hometown radio call, highlights, scores, and reactions.
Dive head first into the Regional Rundown beginning Friday, May 30th, exclusively on the Varsity Network app.
Top of the 9th, Duke up to bat, down by 8. It's 14-6 Florida State. 14 runs, 18 hits, no errors for the Noles. 9 left on. Duke, 6 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors. Have stranded 6. Joe Charles back out there. His season high in innings pitched is 3. He's at 2 1/3 right now. His career high is 4 1/3 last year in Omaha against Tennessee. If he completes here this 9th inning, this will be his 2nd longest appearance, at least innings-wise, ever, and he's been very efficient. Thus far, he's retired all 7 batters in which he's faced. Only needed 31 pitches to do it, and he'll get the top of the order due up for Duke.
Tell you what, he gets all 3 of these outs as well. He'll also get the save, despite it being an 8-run game. He'll go 3 innings, close out this contest.
We'll get Wallace Clark, who's extended his on-base streak to 19 in a row with a 6th inning walk. Otherwise, he's 0 for 3. First pitch to the Duke shortstop. It's a check swing called strike 1. Clark, one of the captains, transferred from Oklahoma in his 2nd year with the program. He was a 3rd baseman on the Sooner program that 22 made the College World Series. Shortstop here in Durham. And it started all but 2 games this year. The 0-1, it's a breaking ball down and in. So Duke will await its NCAA tournament fate. It'll make the tournament. Just a matter of where the Blue Devils will go as perhaps a 2 seed. As the 1-1's pop foul 3rd base side. about 4 rows at the top of the grandstands. But the fact that Duke is, was taking NCAA tournament baseball for granted at this point. Far cry from where it used to be. Here's a rope shot the other way. Foul. First base side off the netting. 1-2 from Clark. And now Charles, again, this is basically for the top 4 seeds a regular weekend. The max you play is 3 games. But Charles can stretch out a little bit past where he normally does. Get through this. FSU will head into tomorrow only having used 3 pitchers. Jamie Arnold went the first 5+ innings. John Abraham, tough 24 pitches, just 8 strikes, couldn't finish the 5th. Charles came in, the 6th. Ball in dirt, 2-2. So if he can just eat this, even if it isn't clean, there's no action in the bullpen. If he can just save some of these pitches for everyone else for tomorrow and for their sake, hopefully Sunday. Here's a line shot into left field and deep. Racing back is Williams. He's going to play it off the wall. Catches it from the glove hand, throws it to second. It's offline, so a stand-up. Oh, now a very late slide for a leadoff double for Wallace Clark. His 15th of the year. That leads the team, and Duke has a runner in scoring position to lead off the 9th.
Felt like Wallace Clark was going to overrun the bag for a second, and he said, hold on, I got to grab this by any means necessary. Kind of clung to that second base bag, doing everything he could to stop the momentum.
Well, more often than not, when you play one off the wall, that's a stand-up double here in Durham, but Williams played it on a hop and got it. The 0-1 is another check swing, another called strike, 0-2. Gracia holds his feet about shoulder width apart. His hands high up by his left ear. As Charles comes set at the belly button. The 0-2 is a check swing. This time it's a ball 1. Gracia early on is considered one of the top 5 NCAA prospects for the 2026 draft when he is first eligible, according to Baseball America. 1-2. Gets past the catcher Jackson West all the way towards the backstop. And waltzing to third is Wallace Clark. There's no clock, right?
Not that I know of.
Down 8. Runner at third. And now a couple of Seminoles, or one Seminole rather, is lightly starting to warm up. The second is just taking a sweet time to go be the quote-unquote protector from foul balls. Here's a weak ground ball to first. Scooped up by Bailey. He'll win the race to the bag. The run scores. So an RBI ground out, 3 unassisted for Gracia. Clears the bases and makes it 14-7. FSU leading Duke now. First run batted in today for Gracia, or 52 on the season. One away for Ben Miller. Has a single, otherwise has struck out in his other 3 at-bats, including the one with the bases loaded here in the 6th. First pitch is low, and appeal to first on a check swing didn't go. 1-0. Leads the team in a bunch of categories. Average, home run, slugging, OPS. It's a 2-hopper to short. Gobbled up by Lodis, takes his time, throws across the diamond. Good strong throw to Bailey. And a 1-for-5 day for Ben Miller. There's now 2 outs here in the 9th. Jake Hyde, the last up for Duke. So again, Florida State opened the ACC schedule by sweeping Boston College, closed it by losing 2 out of 3 at home to North Carolina last weekend. Those are the 2 prospective opponents tomorrow in Game 2 of the semifinals. Game 1 is Georgia Tech Clemson at 1. First pitch to Hyde is a 3/4 swing that he couldn't hold up. 0-1. Hyde today is 0 for 4. The only drama? Well, the all-conference second-teamer who has reached in 24 straight games extended to 25. He has one more chance. Check swing. 1-1. Hyde had transferred from Georgetown. He was twice an All-Big East second-teamer, 22 and 23. There was a stretch from early April until last Friday. He was 26 of 51 with 7 home runs, over 500 in a month-and-a-half span. Again, a 90% swing that time at a ball in the dirt. That's a ball and 2 strikes. Charles up to 47 pitches. He's done yeoman's work out of the bullpen. That's a season high in pitches. He's an out away from a career high, or at least a season high in outing. The 1-2. Breaking ball just misses away. This will be the second longest outing of his career. 14-7, FSU doubling up Duke. An 8th spot in the third. It's the difference, really. The 2-2 is down and away 3-2. We'll see when North Carolina throws. If it's the normal Friday night starter, it's the ACC Pitcher of the Year, Jake Knapp. 3-2 on the way. Is roped into right center field, falling quickly, but the right fielder Harrelson races over, makes the catch, throws the ball into the right field seats, and Florida State is back in the ACC Baseball Championship semifinals. An 18-hit attack, and the Noles double up the Blue Devils 14-7. Again, 14 runs, 18 hits, no errors, 9 left for FSU. Duke, 7 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors, stranded 6. Blue Devils fall to 37-19. We'll await where it is going in next week's NCAA tournament. FSU improves to 38-13, and we'll wait who it will play tomorrow. Game 2, North Carolina and Boston College, set in probably a little over an hour from now. Take one more timeout, come back, put a bow on this one, and get you set for the Heels and Eagles when we return here at the ACC Baseball Championship from Learfield.
Hey there. Guess who just found another way to save more money by switching to Food Lion private brand? And they have so many affordable items. Fajita nachos coming up. And my family loves it. That's all I need to hear.
I can't wait to meet her. Oh my gosh.
Put your hands together for new Dr. Pepper Blackberry and Dr. Pepper Blackberry Zero Sugar.
There she is! Woohoo! Yeah! It's full Dr. Pepper!
With sweet blackberry flavor!
Dr. Pepper Blackberry, I'm obsessed with your succulent taste. Please marry me!
No! Marry me! Marry me, or I'm gonna freak out!
Try new Dr. Pepper Blackberry.
It's a pepper thing!
Play ball! It's college baseball season, and we're here to talk about it.
Every week, join Kyle Schassberger and me, David Kahn, as we deliver the best of college baseball.
We've got all the diamond talk you can imagine, with interviews from coaches, players, broadcasters, and more.
Plus, we'll give you our weekly rankings, hot takes, and a whole lot of fun.
Step into the batter's box and let us deliver our best fastball.
Wherever you podcast by searching College Sports Now.
Passion, the tradition, the rivalries. SiriusXM is your destination for all things college sports. And we've got you covered on SiriusXM College Sports Radio. There's complete coverage of every major conference, plus live games and 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of SiriusXM free. Subscribe now and see offer details at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 25.
Here's a fresh tip. 2's better than 1. It's why we shop Food Lion. They've got the items our family buys most, priced low every day, and they have weekly hot sales to save us even more. So the deals are
twice as nice.
Our final in Game 1, Florida State 14, Duke 7. Welcome back one final time for now. From Durham, Rob Joyce, Luke Callett with you. Florida State gets the win. Jamie Arnold wasn't his sharpest today, but improves to 7-2 on the year. His ERA, though, does go trickle above 3. Owen Pruksch, the starter for Duke, gets the loss, falls to 2-3. So, Game 2 today will start pretty much on time. We are set for just about a 7 o'clock even first pitch for North Carolina and Boston College for the right to take on Florida State. So we will be back on the air at 6:55 for the Heels and the Eagles. Again, our final in Game 1, Florida State, the 2-seed advances, doubling up the 5-seed Duke, the 7-seed Duke, 14-7 for Luke Callett. I'm Rob Joyce. We'll talk to you in about 45, 50 minutes from now.
This is the 2025 ACC Baseball Championship from Learfield. There is no live game broadcast at this time, Stay tuned. Our next game will begin momentarily.